new dawn. Victoria Hog at 6 and 11 on your side.
That ball is gone!
Mike Piazza. Nomar Garciaparra. In a game so big, no ballpark can hold it.
It's long gone!
The Big Apple crumbles as the Red Sox battle the Mets on the Fox Saturday Game of the Week. Sabres, Stars, eyes on the prize. The Stanley Cup Finals next week on Fox.
This summer, That 70s Show is back with new episodes.
How's it going back there?
See the flower power.
It looks like a hand giving the finger.
Experience the love.
I saw Mom and Dad having sex.
Get hooked on new episodes.
Are you on dope?
Because we can help get you clean. There's counseling, hospitalization.
My foot kicking your ass?
It's a full hour of That 70s Show.
Oh, sit down, Fez.
Monday at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
11th playoff game at Reunion Arena. 11th sellout, 17,001, and they are standing and waving towels, and they are ready, and so is our broadcast partner, Joe Micheletti.
Thank you, Mike. Yeah, the Dallas Stars have picked to play a better game tonight, Mike. The other thing is that Buffalo expects to play better. They were very nervous in game number 1. It's a young team. Lindy Ruff says, we're going to come back. We're going to play a much stronger game, so look for them to have a quick start. Mike, J.D.?
Dominic Hasek in goal for Buffalo. The best numbers in the league. Ed Belfour at the other end. The officials are Kerry Fraser and Dan Maruelli, Gord Brossiker and Kevin Collins. All new officials tonight. The only one who has yet to work is referee Don Koharski.
And let's wish Dan Maruelli all the best. His first ever Stanley Cup final game. So good luck to him. And I think these teams are going to come out of the chute here. I think we'll see some action, some hitting, some real passion early.
Modano, Letnin, and Hall for Dallas. Sanderson, Brown, and Chatan for Buffalo. Schmelik and Zhitnik the defense for Buffalo. Hatcher and Matt Tkachuk for Dallas. And 9 seconds after we start, we stop.
You know, the fans are starting to sit right now. They were standing before the game started to get this thing going. Ken Hitchcock has made one change. Herkus is put into the lineup. He has taken the youngster Sim out. Herkus coming back from fractured ribs, so that's the only lineup change for Ken and his team. For Lindy Ruff and his club, Groshek cannot play because of a rib problem, so the rugged forward, Paul Cruz put in the lineup. So each team making one change to their forward combinations.
Schmelik, a shot in the first block, a casual one to the side by Ed Belfour, and it's sent back down. Hasek decides not to go out for this one. Schmelik on the canceled icing, dropped it back over for Zhitnik. Carried away by Brett Hall, but he eludes him and hands on to Brown. Brown drops it behind, and it's Schmelik again. Pretty good start to the forecheck for Dallas. Sanderson just whipped it back down.
You see the matchup here, though. Again, it's Schmelik and Zhitnik, the defense pairing for the Modano line. And Hatcher and Matt Tkachuk start to go against the Curtis Brown line. This is the same matchup we saw in Game 1. Now, Ken Hitchcock wants, as we saw in Game 1, Zhitnik was the big hitter. He threw more devastating, crunching body checks than anybody. Ken Hitchcock wants his #1 defense pair to do a lot more hitting. Look at this. 28 hits and 18 blocked shots. Those are the top 4 defensemen for Buffalo. They get the majority of the ice time. For Dallas, they want Matt Tkachuk and Hatcher to play more of a game where they're mean, they're tough, they're more involved, playing their rugged style game. Hitchcock talked to them, showed them some video, and felt that they could be a little bit tougher than what we saw in Game 1.
Warrener and McKee are the rugged guys on that defense out for Buffalo right now. Blake Sloan tried to get this, but Warrener took the hit from Sloan after he'd played it back along.
Sloan put on this line with Carbonneau, and in place of Patty Verbeek. Sloan's a hitter. He's a good skater. He can get in and forecheck. Patty Verbeek moved to a different line.
Warrener seems to be a target on this shift. A bump behind the play. Gary Fraser, the second official. The trailing official looks on as it's Keane shooting. Fought off by Hasek. Played along by Mike Becca. And chipped back to neutral ice. So both teams with a shot. 80 seconds played, and one more from Zubov that ricocheted to the corner. Alexei Zhitnik takes over there. It's Langenbrunner working with Joe Nieuwendyk. And it's stolen for Nieuwendyk, and he couldn't get a shot away. He couldn't stick handle
The
with it.
Nieuwendyk line quiet in Game 1. They have to be more effective offensively for Dallas in Game 2.
Good, solid close-off by Craig Ludwig. Chipped on by the Sabres. Turning with it is Zhitnik. Zhitnik with a big drive. That's off the stick of Belfour, and he paddles it on to Dave Reed.
Holzinger hurt, knocked down on the neutral zone, now gets over to the bench, but he was laboring.
Turn back to neutral ice. Another change for Buffalo. Stoked across by Stu Barnes and laid back in deeper. Jason Woolley did that. Belfour played it along. Wayne Primo tried for it, but now the Stars can emerge. Mike Modano escapes the checking of Barnes, but has to go back for control. Stars in the midst of a change, too, as Brett Hall flicked it back in. Hasek tapped it to the corner. Woolley couldn't come up with that, and they feed to the half boards, and it's chipped back to neutral ice. Richard Matvichuk goes back. You may be able to hear Ed Belfour yell, "He's on you, he's on you." Who was on him was Wayne Primo. Now it's McKee flipping it back in. Both of these goaltenders are very vocal.
And a good start. We're not hearing whistles. In other words, the players are being smart with the offsides, icing. Very smart start.
Perkins shooting, and that one's stuffed out. Loose puck chopped by Strudlin, tipped back out by Sanderson. Here comes Brown. He's got Shatan, and Brown crosses and shot one that was blocked off by Belfour. Shatan left it behind. Flipped back into Verbeek. Shatan collided with him. An offside call. 3:12 gone in a spirited thumping start, no score.
Hey, get a load of the old-timer.
That there is the legendary Radio Robert.
Who?
20 years ago, he was unstoppable. Had a slap shot you could hear but could not see, hence the nickname Radio.
Yeah, well, they can call him Rusty Robert now. Hey, Rusty!
Don't say it, Tony.
Still got that shot, Tin Man? Let's see it!
Punk. Hey, maybe you should be a goalie, Tony. Tony?
Pads for legs, $1,500. Glove for hand, $400. Mask for face, $150. Having a slinky for a spine, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Official card of the NHL and fan of those who dominate the game.
We're here at Saskatoon's #1 cyber hockey cafe with hockey legends Gordie Howe, Stan Mikita, and internet guru Esther Dyson. We're talking hockey and technology.
Technology changes everything, even hockey.
Well, the NHL now has a website with instant scores and stats and streaming video.
I have a website. Gordie, you have a website? Doesn't everybody have a website?
Bombastic start. Not a lot of good opportunities yet. The shots are 4-1 Buffalo.
There were some sneaky plays by both teams' players, but the referees letting them go, letting them play early. I like it.
The Dallas fans like this defensive combination of Darian Hatcher and Richard Matvichuk. There was a sign here earlier that referred to them as Lurch and Frankenchuck in positive ways.
In positive ways.
A monstrous guy. Well, this is Lurch. Out Carbonneau with a pass ahead. Lead on for Blake Sloan to try to get by. And it was knocked off his stick neatly by Woolley. Sloan careens all the way to the corner, and it's slugged in front just wide of him in the cage. Hatcher able to dump it on further. Sloan held off. Brown dumped it behind and is run into by Keane. And bodies starting to fly again. Centering attempt by Carbonneau. Control on the outside and slugged to the front by Keane. Comes back over for Sloan again. Sloan tried for Keane. He was wiped out but recovered, flipped on by Carbonneau, then back on over for Sloan again. Keane at the front of the net, and he was defended at the last moment by James Patrick. Here comes Shatan. Hoisted right off, though, by some very tight checking from Brett Hall and play stop.
We were wondering what happened to Holzinger right near center ice. Oh, here's Ludwig moving in on Holzinger. The Dallas Stars' big defense love to finish body checks. Now here's Holzinger heading up the ice from the hit. And he took a slash from Ludwig behind the play across the ankle, and he was hurting. Shatan there was fortunate that Verbeek was there. Otherwise, Hatcher may have blasted him. Hatcher with the extra shot. Here's Sloan moving in, and Woolley reaches, gets the puck first, and then Sloan goes sliding in like he was going into second base with the hook slide. but he caught Hasek, so a real good beginning. And I think Sloan looks good, adding speed to that checking line for Dallas.
You had mentioned earlier puck play by the goalkeepers. 37 times in Game 1, Hasek played the puck. 25 times at Belfort.
And Hasek loves to use his body to shield off the forechecker. Very close to interference plays, and the Dallas people trying to keep an eye on that and make sure the referees were very alerted to that fact.
Noir flings it along. Lettinen taken out by Schmelik, and it popped off Pekka and out of play.
They're trying to figure out what happened on the tying goal late in Game 1 before the overtime. And Mike Pekka was back and on the puck. His stick blade got caught in the boards. He lost the stick and his glove. Madonna grabbed the puck, whipped it in front, and Lettinen scored to tie it up. We knew something happened, but we couldn't figure out exactly what it was. The stick blade went right into the crack between the two pieces of plastic. That's the actual stick blade that he used, and you could see the mark on it and how bad it was. Right down in that area was exactly where it was.
Now, see, that's where Bob Vila would be coming along with wood putty, and he would make sure that there was a piece there.
Does he have a union? Is there a union?
I'm not so sure. There might, yeah. We got plenty of cameras here that could handle it if he wants to come in. Hasek hangs on, and there'll be a face-off near him.
Buffalo makes a change to get a defense pairing on the ice they want now. Joe Nieuwendyke's line on the ice. Langenbrunner's his right winger. He's had 9 goals in the playoffs. Did not get a shot on goal in Game 1. Joe Nieuwendyke, the coaching staff, was telling us he has to find a way for his line and group to develop more scoring chances in this series. Not as many as he normally gets in Game 1, so they're looking for him and his line to provide some offense. Dallas, a lot of times, gets a lot of offense off draws, but Buffalo had a good first game, nearly 50% on faceoffs. And they won the scrambles. And here's another one where they won a scramble, at least to this point.
Langenbrunner, was he ever stepped into with authority. Puck thrown back to the point, and that chipped on across. Joe Juneau stepped to that one. Juneau tried for Rasmussen, away from Holsinger, started back ahead for Jamie Langenbrunner, threw one across that ricocheted off Rasmussen, trying to sidestep now is Holsinger, and he drops back further. So no ill effects on those 2 plays made on him by Craig Ludwig. This is Darryl Sador back on defense for Dallas. 5 3/4 minutes played in the first period and no score. The shots are 5-1 in favor of Buffalo. Jay McKee laid it back across. Lobbed ahead. They hoped for Primo, and it swung just past him by Ludwig. Hammered back in and just chipped out again by Chambers. And then thrown back to the corner. It is Sean Chambers. Flipping it back along to Tony Herkus. Dropped it to neutralize. Pat Verbeek couldn't come up with it there.
Mike, Buffalo looks a lot quicker in Game 2 early in the game than what they showed in Game 1 early. They're much quicker. They were dominated in Game 1 by Dallas early. Not so much here.
Pat Verbeek with a shot that went wide. Ryan Strudlin sealed up by Wayne Primo, and then Barnes went down. Gets back up, seems to be okay, but then he's walled by Brian Strudlin. And here the officials talk. They wanted it moved. It wasn't, so play is stopped.
And the big centerman Primo looks on. Buffalo's line combinations, they like to keep a big forward on each line. Primo's a giant on one line. Rasmussen's a big guy on one line. Barada's a strong guy on one line. And they like to make sure that they're able to have a grinder or a hitter or a crusher, or at least one of them on each line. I talked to Primo today about his goal that he scored in Game 1. He said his brother, who plays, of course, in Carolina, Keith, was at home, had his young baby on his chest. The baby was sleeping, and he was watching the game, laying horizontal on the couch.
Right.
The goal was scored, and he jumped up, startled the baby, woke the baby up, got the baby crying. But he just thought it was fabulous that his brother, his younger brother, was able to score one for Buffalo.
Third year in the organization for Wayne Primo. Back come the Stars. It's led on for Hull, and that one snapped up by Hasek, and he waits.
High snapping wrist shot by Hull that Hasek had no trouble with at all. Here's again, that's that play by Hatcher. Keane trying to grind Woolley. The idea for Dallas with their checking line hitting like this is to try and wear down the opposition as the series moves along. This is Hasek preparing. The high shot from Brett Hull. When you get a high shot like that and Hasek catches it, there's no rebounds. None at all. Hasek had a hot warm-up, didn't he?
He was not bad. Not bad by his standards in the warm. He hates to be beaten. 3 goals allowed in 55 shots.
52 of 55 he stopped. You know what's interesting about that? Earlier in the playoffs, the first round, when he played Ottawa, he'd get in the 80s shots against in warm-up. This time only in the 50s, so he's not taking as many, but he's stopping just as many. And these are the shots that are actually on goal, not the ones that missed the net in warm-up.
Tapped back in by Reed. Canceled out by Schmeling. Nieuwendyk went down, but so did the Sabres' Václav Varada, and so Buffalo can start back. Žitnik led it ahead to Michael Pekka. Back in deep again. Pekka was hammered by Sador. Daryl Sador to take that. But the pass too far for Langenbrunner, and so Hasek will come out to tend it along with a big goal stick. Thrown along by Warrener. Dallas has done pretty well with this.
They're forechecking. They're not getting results yet.
Modano to Zubov. Crosses away from Ward. Got the glass with the shot.
Hasek didn't see it. There was traffic in front.
Lehtinen around behind. Wrapped up there by Warrener. Fought free by Modano. Modano on the outside. Defended again by Ward, from whom he escaped earlier. Zubov turned it along. Langenbrunner, and it was tipped wide. Varada, and the first bit of sustained offensive pressure in the game.
And it's the first time that Dallas in this period has had results off the forecheck. We've seen crashing, banging, but no turnover. This time there was, and they just missed the open side.
It's about vision. It's about that part of imagination which lives outside the lines. It's about focus and the engineering freedom to change everything that was or question everything that is. It's insight and the flow of original thinking that can revitalize an industry or rewrite its rules. It's foresight and the discerning intelligence to negotiate surprise and navigate new ground. It's thousands of people visualizing change and one company's way of looking at tomorrow. The song of the great whales can be heard for hundreds of miles. It's a beautiful way to communicate long distance.
But this one costs 99 cents. Dial 1010-220 and all your long-distance calls up to 20 minutes cost only 99 cents. And only 10 cents for each minute over 20. Any day, anytime, anywhere within the U.S. and to Canada. No fees, no sign-ups. Just dial 1010-220, then 1 and the number, and talk up to 20 minutes for only 99 cents.
Scoreless in the first period. Brett Hull's on the ice, and it's now with Modano. He's got Carbonneau and Keane. So some juggling here as Ken Hitchcock's trying to go with some offense on the checking unit. I think they realize Carbonneau and Keane do a great job forechecking and hitting. Maybe Hull can find the puck to score.
Both coaches were pretty cagey. They were even mixing up their lineups in the 3-on-2s during the warm-up. Both of them. On back deep now. It's pumped around behind Rasmussen there. Fanned on one toss. Got another one that's picked up by Woolley. Thrown to the front of the net, and it carried to the corner to be played back along.
And it's pointed to the glass with Carbonneau, comes right back with Rasmussen, and put it out of play.
Let's watch the style of Dominic Hasek. We'll get the play going here. Look at Langenbrunner. He's in the crease. Hasek can't see the puck. It goes right over his shoulder. See it over the top of his head? Hasek doesn't see it. That's a shot by Zubov, but it wouldn't have counted. You know why? Langenbrunner's in the crease. Look at that. So that would not have counted if the puck would have gone in. Here's Pekka working with Sador. They've got their private war going here in the first period. Pekka on Sador. Sador later threw one right into Pekka. Watch this one. He just exploded into him. Get this clicker going here. There we go. Bang. Sador into Pekka. A bit of a private war these guys have got going in the first period.
NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman said yesterday that the general managers will have a meeting in Buffalo next week and they will be discussing the crease rule. The Board of Governors, of course, will be ruling on that later on. Žitnik with a shot that is snuffed out and could not be worked along by Verbeek. But it's one of those foregone conclusions that we're going to see some alterations in that rule for next year. No one can say for sure, but everyone expects this. Here's Verbeek. Oh, and a blast.
Hopping back and forth again on hand as Jitnik takes it. Jitnik and Schmelik the defense. They try for ball through. Zubov has it and throws it wide for Beacon. Wedged down the play by Schmelik. It's dumped back around. They try for Cruz that hit glass support. Kept alive by Dallas and slugged by Herkus off a skate. Popped to the high glass and for Beak. Rousted there by Schmelik so that the play can be made back out by the Sabres.
Dallas developing and working on the forecheck. Buffalo not folding at all. We had, I don't think, Mike, seen a real quality scoring chance, aside maybe from the shot that Zubov put up over top of the goal net. Teams are working hard. There's nothing free out there at all, but you wonder with this forecheck, will Buffalo survive it? We talked about the resolve of the Sabres. Nothing seems to faze them. They always seem to, when they're getting crunched and banged around, and they come back somehow. But will Dallas let up? I guess that's the question. Will Dallas get something out of all this hard work?
The chances you saw, 1-0. Zubov is the only one. 9 minutes and 34 seconds played, but nothing casual about it.
A lot of face-offs in the Buffalo zone, but the Sabres have done very well so far on the draw. Look at Pekka there. But Reed got to the puck. No chance. Well defended by the Sabres.
Buffalo's won 9 of the first 12 of the face-offs, and we have a hand pass again stopping play. Again, Hitchcock had a rather startling comment that he made before Game 1. He predicts the death of the neutral zone trap.
He said there's some teams, in particular St. Louis, figured out how to beat it. So I asked Lindy Ruff about it. He said, we figured out how to beat it because we think that Boston was terrific in the trap, and we knew how to beat it when we played Boston in the playoffs. I said, how? He said, I'm not telling you. I said, come on. Well, we're old friends. He said, not telling you. Maybe after the playoffs. But if coaches out there want to get some tape for the St. Louis series for their playoffs, and with Buffalo against Boston, maybe you can figure it out. Could be one of the few deaths, you know.
That's it. Oh, what a healthy hit on Dixon Ward by Chambers. Although Sean Chambers might say, I wouldn't have had a championship in 95 without some style of play like that, and others have succeeded with it too. Here's Pekka having it shot back. That was when Chambers was with New Jersey, hoping for another here with Dallas. Played by Sean Chambers. Past the halfway point of the first period, the shots are 5-2 and only one shot on goal in the last 3.5 minutes of play. Lower line change.
No odd-man rushes and no forecheck from the Sabres in this game, and no penalties. No penalties at all. And Buffalo again is called for icing. Another face-off in their zone. The majority of them been to the right side of Dominic Hasek. And I think you're just asking for trouble when you have face-off after face-off in your own zone. This team, Dallas, is good. Now, one thing that happened in Game 1 of the series, Mike, is Dallas likes to set up, get in there, and win the draw. The Buffalo Senators were moving into the circle and then backing out. And then moving in and backing out. What they were doing is knocking Dallas out of the rhythm on the drives. And Dallas complained about it. So let's watch and see what happens here. Look, Madonna's ready to go. Brown's not in. Look at him. He's not in any rush to get in there. Now he moves in. Gordy Brosinger, the linesman, sets him up. And here we go. Now, if there's a tie or a loose puck, look at Brown. He's trying to direct traffic there. And the linesman is getting on his case, telling him to get ready. So I think they're trying to upset the Dallas program in their own mind on how they work the face-offs.
It is Madonna. Then Lettinen. Lettinen checked, worked over a bit from behind, peeled off, got a little more space. Back behind it goes. He and Brown battle once more. Lettinen around behind, and then it's spun back, but waiting for it is Darian Hatcher. Hatcher just played it to the wall, and it's outletted by Shitnik. It'll angle back down, but short of icing, taken by Matvichuk. 8:45 to go first period, and no score in the contest. Matvichuk just peeling back. Shatan and Sanderson and Brown, the three forwards for Buffalo. James Patrick, veteran defenseman, banked it back off, hoping for Sanderson, but instead Hatcher.
Third line for Dallas is Carbonell's line. Woolley and Patrick, the defense pairing, are on there almost every time against Carbonell. The other two pairs play against Madonna and Newbeck.
The ever dangerous Shatan got it on back for Sanderson. That one's loaded, blocked by Belfort. And it's taken by Keane. Mike Keane put it back off the glass. It bounces back over the handle by the defense and Woolley. Hitting back at Holzinger. Laid it ahead for Rasmussen. Driven back around the wall and it kicks back over past Uno, who was kept off by Hatcher. Outlet pass and a good one by Cardinal, and it's head back across for Sador. Sador backing on in, but not keeping one back to center ice. Key waiting for his teammates to get onside and flew it to the corner and way out of the hot check. Oh, and he fought from behind. Skrulman was the one on down.
Here we go right here. Hasek looks like he's down and maybe hurting. Skrulman wanted to play the puck. Hasek went way out of his way to get there. And it looks like he paid the price. I did not see at the point of impact an arm up from the referee. Look at Hasek. He's gone to the corner and he'll turn his body, play the puck, and Skrulman looks like he's trying to go around the outside. There's the collision. And we got us a series. Will we have penalties?
Hello? What's the deal?
Look, my friends, the girls are checking us out.
Maybe it's broken.
They want us. Our physiques are driving them wild.
They're just standing around doing nothing.
Like my ex-boyfriend. Typical guys.
This is why I play this game, boys.
This game is lame. Listen to you guys.
Hey, they'll be back. They're just playing hard to get, huh?
So what you're saying is you can't change your oil every 3,000 miles because you're too busy. So you push it. Just like your cheap brother-in-law at one of those all-you-can-eats. Hey, it's your car. You want to learn the hard way? Be my guest. This is reformulated Quaker State. Protection beyond 3,000 miles under any driving conditions. You ought to change your oil on time, but if you can't, can you say insurance? Quaker State. It's been tested. It works. What more do you need to know?
The best way to cure athlete's foot so it won't come back is here. New Lamisil AT. It's so powerful, it does what no other brand can do. These take 4 weeks of treatment to kill the fungus. Lamisil AT is so powerful, with just 1 week's use, it stops the itching and burning and cures athlete's foot between the toes. So powerful, a clinical study showed 3 whole months later, users were still athlete's foot free. Now without a prescription. New Lamisil AT, the best way to cure athlete's foot fast so it won't come back.
As a forward, you've got to try to avoid the goaltender. Skrulman misses, hits Hasek, he's down. Now the bench stood up and they pointed at Eddie Belfour's end of the ice. They're saying, well, you got to get our guy, we're going to get your guy. Skrulman's gone to the belly box. The arm of the referee came up very late on the call.
Power play on and Chatan's pass broken up by Madonna. Old-time hockey.
I think goaltenders take advantage of the rule where they cannot be touched by opposition players. So they ski to the corner to handle the puck. The old days you did that, you're going to get thumped.
Here's Woolley bringing it ahead. Woolley's pass, but already down to the ice with Wayne Primo. Keane cancels out Barnes and it's rattled around. Bouncing puck kept by Woolley and flipped back on. Through Chatan and then he was reached by Matvichuk. Good hitting. And this is a short-handed Dallas squad. Came back over to Chatan again. 1:10 left to go on the power play. Chatan drive, and it's kicked right back. Matvichuk got in the way. Back on to Hatcher. Cleared. Change for Dallas. Bringing it ahead. Chitnik got the pass on for Barnes, but it's knifed off his stick by Madonna. Set up now for Zubov. Off the high glass, and ricochet off Sanderson. And it's played back out to Madonna. One man back at Chitnik. Madonna crosses, surrounded, gets by. Madonna big one, and it came right back. What a short-handed play by Madonna.
I thought Chatan was going to hit Madonna and nail him, and he just missed him. Great penalty kill by Madonna. All that speed.
The crowd is loud. Juno, and that one deflected by Veronov and saved by Belfour. Good close off by the defensive. Chip back off. Up came McKee. Brown couldn't get it to the front, but it came back to McKee again. To the last dozen of the power play. It's yanked on back, and Juno couldn't stop.
Buffalo does not have Holzinger. He went to the locker room. I don't know if his ankle's still bothering him or if he has an equipment problem, but he went to the locker room.
Brown trying to turn with it, but can't, but he gets it back on a little tap. Penalty time is up. Out of the box is Skrulman. The battle continues, and Skrulman tries to get it by McKee. Help by Juno, and a shot knocked out. Rebound from Ryan. Couldn't poke his way through. Matvichuk with first a block, and then a steal.
A good play by Matvichuk, and he looks exhausted. Terry Fraser explained exactly why the call was made when Brian Skrulman was given the charging penalty on Hasek.
Hard to stay quiet. He moved right into it. Dominic was playing the park. Screwing his saying he was going to hold up, and then he decided to hit him. He finished it too hard.
Can't have it. Can't have it, Hatch.
You know what, Mike, too? You've got to make that call early, because if you don't make the call on Schwartz hitting the goaltender, you can see hitting on the other goaltender. If there's no penalty called, it's like open season. So the referee had to clamp down early. He said Schwartz decided to slow down and then speed up, and in turn did make the contact with Dominic Hasek.
Well, there was a bump on Belfort, a very casual one in Game 1. Had that not been called, maybe the same thing. The officials are very tight on this. Full strength hockey, 5:19 to go first period. Glad you're with us tonight on Fox. No score in this one. The shots are 7-2 in favor of Buffalo. Off of Nieuwendyk. Rasmussen. But Nieuwendyk. Pitching and being bumped with McKee. Pekka retrieves. And angled back to the Hatcher corner. Ward put it off the back of the net. The glass is still shaking from Hatcher's hit. Brought back out to the Stars. Laid ahead and moving in Nieuwendyk. Oh, the pass across the lane runner. Was hit away by Pekka. Centering pass. Nieuwendyk a shot on the McKee. Holding and trying to jam on the front door. Back out now come the Sabres. Rasmussen brings it on. His team in the midst of a change, so he's all alone.
Mike, that's why Pekka is considered one of the great defensive forwards in the game. What a bad checking play. He may probably save the goal.
Jimmy with a heavy hit, and a Star is not up off his back yet. Langenbrunner is the man down. There'll be a penalty from this, and we'll be back.
I think 99 cents is a great deal.
It's incredible and cute for only 99 cents.
It's a good deal in any language. You think right.
I think in Honda you should have a Foxy.
For 10 years, people have depended on Wendy's 99-cent super value menu.
I think I'm hungry.
Select road. Validate tires.
With BF Goodrich tires, it's any road you choose. BF Goodrich tires take control.
Here at VMI, we were asked to try the Norelco Advantage for 21 days. There was quiet dissension.
I'm not getting out my blade.
And anxious inquiry.
What the heck is this? You?
But then we started to realize the lotion actually gave us a closer, smoother shave than we expected, without the nicks and cuts like blades. Our fear diminished. Our hopes arose, and life got a little less hairy.
Move it.
The Norelco Advantage. Put it to the test. If you don't like it, they'll give you your money back guaranteed.
Stars shining bright above you. Night breezes seem to whisper, I love you. Cab forward space and available CD. Dream a little dream of me. The next Neon, a lot more to love.
And you're looking at Jamie Langenbrunner. Does he ever get nailed here by Schindler, who leaves his feet? And throwing the hit, leaving his feet. Langenbrunner was down. He seems to be okay, and Schindler's in the box. 2 minutes for boarding, so Dallas gets their first power play.
They had 10 the last game. By 1 tick of the clock, they were empty, and that was just Hall scoring at 1:59 elapsed time of the 2-minute minor. Otherwise, it would have been a long, empty night for them on the power play.
And Hatcher's playing up front. Watch him go to the front of the net.
Big number 2 swirled across there. The Sabres try to bank it back off the wall and still haven't done it. Holsinger among those who are battling for it. And Hall comes in too. What a scrum! Hatcher tipped it loose and went to get it. Hatcher peels, looks to the front. Madonna is there. It's angled over to Zubov. Wait, fires, deflected wide. Mike Madonna turns with it. Now they get a little time. It is Zubov working back over to Madonna. Hatcher in front of Dominic Hasek. Not much room to train around him. A shot is remarkably grabbed by Hasek.
How did he do that? How did he do that? Hatcher was there. Hatcher was working on James Patrick. And then all of a sudden, Hasek stares the puck with his catching glove through traffic. Amazing. Look at Hatcher. James Patrick. Now, Hatcher's actually going to play James Patrick here in a moment. With nobody playing Hatcher, it's 4-on-4 on the rest of the ice. How did he do that? How did he see the shot? Holsinger back from having a skate problem, working on the penalty kill. The power play unit here has got to win the puck. They outnumber the other team, obviously, because of the power play. And Dallas got the great scoring chance with Braddock in front. And Hasek somehow radar-like thing with his catching glove.
And the Sabres turn it back out. So nearing the halfway point of the power play. Darryl Sador brings it back ahead. Sador cranked it back in. Off the glass, it's twirled around the line and runner. Jones there with McKee. Juno kicking it along too. Pekka able to block it, and he can carry back out. 45 seconds ago as he laid it back down again.
Mike Pekka's a lot more active in Game 2 than he was Game 1. They assure me he's 100% healthy. May have been worn a little bit Game 1, but he's been good.
Newman-Dyke, a shot that went wide. Warner hit, and it's flat back out again.
By Pekka. He's everywhere. He's having a good, strong first period.
We wonder about the pressure factor for Dallas because they had so many power play chances last time. And now they must feel they've got to get one early. Either on this one or maybe on the next one they get.
You know, Pekka's the centerman here. Now, if you look around, he's on the penalty kill. Most people think he's going to try and draw the puck back. Look at the lane here, wide open. Watch what Pekka does when the linesman drops the puck. Bang! Right out of the zone. That's a thinking man's play by a centerman on a penalty kill in his own zone. This guy is sharp here in the first period. I think way sharper than what he was in Game 1.
Faced Yashin in the first round from Ottawa. Jason Allison in the second, Boston. Matt Sundin in the third. Always seems to have a designated target.
Maybe he deserved to be worn down a little bit after all that action. He's a great hockey player.
You have to think with all this long time that Dallas has been playing, and all the overtime games, that they will especially favor that 2 days that they'll have off between Saturday and Tuesday, games 3 and 4.
Okay, it's as long as the series is closed at that time, he figures the 2 days will really help their team. By the way, this Buffalo team is not going to go back to Buffalo tonight. They're going to stay here and make sure they hydrate properly afterwards. It's going to be a long, hard game under hot, warm circumstances. They want to make sure their team is taken care of medically properly after the game.
Full strength action. The Madonna's pass was blocked down by Chatan, bringing it back at Sanderson. Sanderson tried to play through for Brown, but he couldn't get there, and it was bumped down. Matt Tkachuk scaled it on through. Smelly topped it back on, turning with it Chatan, blocked up by Mike Madonna, coming by a Sanderson, but then it flicked over to Matt Tkachuk.
Dallas had the puck a lot. They've had a lot of great forechecking plays, but they've only had 3 shots. Only 3. They're hoping, I think, that they're going to have the old wear-down effect as this game moves along.
This one gloved down by William. He bumped off. Well, it looked as though in the early stages, Terry Fraser denied them the delays they might have wanted at the bench. Had a chance to see that earlier. This one get back out, blew off the tank, and cranks it back in. The adrenaline rush would have to come to Dallas as well as the fear at the start of this. The old textbook says the first 10 minutes on somebody's ice that desperately needs to score a goal to the toughest time. Well, Buffalo's weathered that and they've outshot Dallas 7-4. It is Keane. Final minute. Play slow. Hasek wants his men back quickly. Warner does that. Brett Warner bringing it back ahead. One-time Florida Panther played ahead and is slugged deeper by Barada, and another change in line for both teams.
You have to wonder, too. Buffalo may be going to wear down Dallas. They throw a lot of body checks.
Reed threw one in front, and Hasek bumped into as the puck went off him and wide. He doesn't have his goal, and he's fighting to get to it. Meanwhile, playing in the corner.
That's off the board.
And now Terry Fraser blows the whistle.
This is not Hasek's fault. He was bumped into him by Newman-Dyke.
Coming up on the New Dodge intermission, Susie Culver and Terry Crisp will bring you first period analysis. That's coming up next at intermission.
It's a Terry Crisp type game. A lot of banging, grinding, some action around the goal creases. Newman-Dyke will go to the net here and he gets men up, and there's the collision. Now Hasek wants to get up and find the stick. His hand is glove. Look at that. He lost his blocker, too. I didn't realize that. And you can see how the net's off the mooring. Yeah, you saw him play, didn't you?
St. Louis, Philadelphia, you just described this type of game, as well as the kind you like to coach at times.
Yeah. Terry Crisp coached Joe Newman-Dyke. The Calgary Flames had a Stanley Cup championship 10 years ago. Another one of these face-offs. Mike, do they all seem to be the right side of Dominic Hodge? It's amazing how many have been there in the period. And Newendike, and for a tall man, is really quick with his stick. Really good on face-offs. I think Buffalo's done well here in the period with the amount of face-offs they've had in their zone. For that other win. The key is to recover the loose puck.
Put it back off the glass. Langenbrunner running to by Smellick. Oh, the ever great trade by Holzinger. And the Hodgkin picks up a penalty coming up. And another hit by Hatcher. The horn sounds in the period.
Hodgkin nose to nose with his man. Oh, the key comes back. That takes a run on Langenbrunner. Here we go. Into the period. Newendike is trying to slow the Holzinger. Can you believe that? And they're not going to go to the punches. Remember Holzinger flat Newendike just before the period expired. Look at this goal, Newendike. I bet they didn't have a danger all year. Oh, baby. Hatcher's got a hold of it. Shipping for Smellick. Smellick, I believe that is.
Dan Marawelli is taking care of that one.
Well, Belfour's over now having words with Hodgkin. Marawelli went right over. Hodgkin and Langenbrunner really answered the word. The original was going to Dallas. Hatcher Smellick, and maybe a bit of a pop there. The original play was Hodgkin moving out, stopping, going back. And it's Madonna that got it. It was Madonna that got it. And Hodgkin here has the word with Langenbrunner. And it was Madonna that was going to get the original. Oh, baby. Smellick had the mark on the left. He took a shot from Hatcher. There could be misconduct hanging on. Any secondary draft after whistles should result in misconduct. So the two referees and the two linemen have a lot of deciding to get into here regarding calls, Mike. Can you believe Newendike?
And all these others, yeah. Guys that you never expected.
Fasten your seat belt for this one.
Pretty eventful first period. We'll have the penalties for you later on. First fight since the second round. No score. 7 shots to 5 in favor of the Sabres. Those aren't the significant stats. Or the significant sweat injury.
The Stanley Cup Finals on Fox are brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NHL. By 10-10-220, dial in and talk up to 20 minutes for only 99 cents. By Merrill Lynch, no matter what you want to achieve, we can help. Ask Merrill Lynch. And by Lee Dodge, the official vehicle of the NHL.
Single? Watch Cooking for One.
We're gonna make brownies. Who cares if you get fat? No one's seen me in my underwear in 5 years.
Mad TV Prime Time, Friday at 9, 8 Central. This summer, That 70s Show is back.
How's it going back there?
Feel the love.
I saw Mom and Dad having sex.
On new episodes of That 70s Show, starting Monday at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
Hi, I'm Ross Solino. And I'm Steve Barnes. Frank Petrola came to us with a big case. I was in a truck accident and my hand was severely crushed. The driver who hurt Frank would not accept responsibility. I needed the best lawyers I could find, so I called Lehman & Barnes. They settled my case for big money, and now I'm set for life. If you've got a big injury case, call us. We'll personally review your case for free. Solino & Barnes, 854-2020.
I'd probably pay upwards $4.50 a sub.
What would you pay for an Arby's sub?
$6.95.
Would you believe any 2 subs for just $4?
No way. For this much meat in a sub, I would expect it to be a lot more.
Honest, any 2 for just $4. For all that you get in this sandwich, that is great price. I'll put everybody else out of business.
You can go anywhere to get filled up, but you can only get the 2 subs for $4 deal at Arby's.
When friends get together, the work's all done. There's one place to go when the weekend comes.
Right now, come to Ford Country and get this incredible deal on a sporty new 99 Ranger. And then discover for yourself what it really means to play rough.
Ford Country, where the open road runs. Ford Country,
The road to Ford Country starts at your local Ford dealer, so come on in today.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Everyone, we got to see the Queen!
These are come for comic relief.
Aliens arriving on Tatooine.
Love you, Patty.
Oh, Darth Maul! My brains are spilling out!
Oh, you're weird.
This is the weirdest date I've ever been on. I'm out of here.
Go, you must.
Farewell.
Star Wars Episode 1K, select all 24 this summer.
Is in the zone, picking up where we left off Tuesday night. After one, the Sabres and the Stars locked in a scoreless tie. Welcome back to Reunion Arena in downtown Dallas and the new Dodge Intermission Report. Hi everyone, Susie Calder alongside the coach, Terry Chris, wearing one of his 3 Stanley Cup championship rings. And we talked about this morning, what if the Sabres came out in Game 2 the way they finished in Game 1, and they have.
We knew that the Sabres were going to come out. Then Ross said he's got one game in hand, he's going to come after him. But our big question was Dallas going to answer the bell? Was his stock going to come out of this and go after them like they had to after the first game against the Avalanche? Yes, they did. There was a lot of hitting, a lot of crashing out there. Good, solid physical hockey.
Well, Ken Hitchcock talked about wanting to make changes, adding in a fusion of speed and energy, but it doesn't really look like there have been that many changes.
Susie, you can have all the energy you want, but you've got to get to the net. And if Mr. Sloan is going to lead the attack for Dallas, they've got a problem. Their big guns have got to get there. Susie, you can count on one hand the amount of time that either team penetrated to the net and actually made things happen in front of either goaltender. Has to come up big on the one, but both teams have got to find a way to get to the net, open up some lanes behind them, make things happen, not just play perimeter hockey. It's not going to cut it.
The Stars have actually said that they have to remind themselves to have fun in this game. Meantime, the Sabres, before they went into intermission in Game 1, were laughing. Nobody thought they were going to be here, and they say they knew they were going to win that game. As the new Dodge Intermission Report continues, some of you will go to a local news break. The rest of you will come right back here. Joe Micheletti is standing by with a ringside interview. After one, we have a scoreless tie in Dallas, off to a spirited start. The hate is on. Lots more to come.
Go get help, boy. Hurry!
Good dog. Nice album. CDs. You sound like Dad. They're from Play, from Columbia House. Music Club? Been there. Forgot to send back those cards? Got stuff I didn't want. It's different with Play. No reply cards or unwanted CDs. And check out the Play website. Easy ordering, email, hassle level 0. CD samplers with new artists and 12 CDs as soon as you join. Let's go play.
Visit play.columbiahouse.com or AOL keyword CH Music or watch your mail.
2 pair of snow boots, $110. 2 wool caps, $28. 2 pair of hockey skates, $215. Seeing your favorite place become his favorite place? Priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard, official card of the NHL.
Pros always call time. Time at the half, time for commercial, time for off-season. Not out here, man. Out here, you don't want to stop. Gotta be with your game. Trying on new moves. Saying, I came to play, without saying a word. Out here, this is the only reason you call time. Unless a giant meteor falls from the sky. Which ain't happened yet. Keep playing. On June 30th, danger will come from all directions. But the only hope
nice hat.
Is west.
Jim West.
Will Smith.
Gotta stick to what we each do best.
Kevin Kline as Artemis Gordon. Kenneth Branagh and Selma Hayek from the director of Men in Black. Wild Wild West.
Woo! That was fun.
Rated PG-13. Starts Wednesday, June 30th.
Yahoo?
Go inside George Lucas's Industrial Light and Magic for an exclusive look at the making of the Phantom Menace. From Star Wars to Star Wars at 9/8 Central Fox Tuesday.
A lot of folks don't understand why a man my age would sacrifice his body for a game. Hearing sounds of the game on Fox stirred something up in me. That feeling when you're tearing up the base paths and knowing the catcher won't even bother with the throw. 'Cause he knows you can't catch lightning.
Safe?
You're out! Fox Saturday Baseball this week at 1 Eastern and Pacific.
And welcome back to Reunion Arena in downtown Dallas. After one, the Sabres and the Stars are locked in a scoreless tie. Well, the new Dodge Intermission Report continues with a report from Joe Micheletti. As you saw at the end of the first period, no love lost between these two teams. The fight is on. For an update on those penalties, let's go to Joe.
Okay, Susie, thanks very much. What's going to end up happening is that everything cancels everything out as far as the penalties are concerned. It's even throughout. The initial call was on Mike Modano for tripping Dominic Hasek. That was the initial 2 minutes, and that's when everything let loose. We saw Brian Holzinger get involved with Joe Nieuwendyk. Nieuwendyk ends up, and here's the first one right here. Look at the right leg there of Modano. He trips Dominic Hasek. So that's the initial 2 minutes. Now, the final buzzer glows. Everybody gets together. Zhitnik is involved. He'll end up with a 2-minute cross-checking penalty on the play. And there's Nieuwendyk and Holzinger right there. Holzinger and Nieuwendyk each get 5 minutes for fighting. Schmelik ends up with 2 minutes for roughing. Zhitnik 2 minutes. And as I mentioned, Mike Modano with the initial call. And then Darian Hatcher, who was involved with Schmelik at the end, ends up with a 2-minute roughing call. So everything cancels itself out, and they'll start the second period even strength. Back to you, Susie.
All right, Joe. Now, you always laugh at me when I say silly penalties, but Lindy Ruff talked about not having certainly as many penalties in this game as in the last game, no matter what. I mean, even if he had to pull his team back a little bit, but who does something like this scrum at the end of the period favor?
Susie, you talked to Lindy about it. He said, yes, he didn't want the stupid, dumb, undisciplined penalties, but he didn't want to take the edge off the emotion of his hockey club. And I think Coach Hitchcock had to go to his team and say, listen, we got to match the intensity of the Sabres. We got to come back in and meet them. Well, right now, this little boo-ha of running into your goaltender, you know what it does? It tells you that Dallas is losing their patience. They're maybe getting out of line a little bit. The Sabres are staying right on track where they want to be. A miserable, tough hockey club. Dallas got to meet them, but with discipline.
And a telling stat, Buffalo, through one period, 7 shots on goal. They had 9 through 2 in Game 1. As the new Dodge Intermission Report continues, we'll send it back to Doc and JD for the second period.
Fortunately, there's Nasonex nasal spray, an effective nasal allergy prescription medicine taken once a day to relieve nasal allergy symptoms, indoors and out. Now that's wonderful. The most common side effects were headache, viral infection, sore throat, nosebleeds, and coughing.
When I grow up, I want to file all day.
I want to claw my way up to middle management. Be replaced on a whim. I want to have a brown nose.
I want to be a yes man.
Yes woman. Yes, sir. Coming, sir.
Anything for a raise, sir.
When I grow up,
I want to be underappreciated.
Be paid less for doing the same job.
I want to be forced into early retirement.
Monster.com. There's a better job out there.
awesome? Rabbit. Convertible.
Nothing drives like a Hummer. And right now, during Napa's big sale days, you can win a 1999 Hummer, a 52-inch RCA TV, or one of over 6,000 Coleman coolers. Plus, save on hundreds of items. Stop by a participating Napa Auto Parts store today.
Wendy's, home of the official hamburger of the NHL, presents the play that made the difference. In the opening leg of this year's Stanley Cup journey, overtime was needed to find a winner. In a moment, the play that made the difference.
Hey, Dave, I heard you used to be a goalie, too.
Yeah, I was pretty good.
Where's that like? Play for that. Hi, Dave. Hi.
Nice save, Dave. That's how I won the game.
After a day on the ice, nothing tastes better than Wendy's Big Bacon Classic. It's hot and juicy, and with biggie fries and a cold drink, now that's a meal.
Have you won any big games?
Well, we did win that Stanley Cup.
That's nice.
Wendy's Big Bacon Classic, the official hamburger of the NHL.
Kept alive by Brown. Jason Woolley in overtime.
Late in the first overtime, Jason Woolley buffaloed the Stars with the play that made the difference.
Canada Dry Ginger Ale. Out and out refreshment.
Piazza. Garcia Parra. The Big Apple crumbles as the Red Sox battle the Mets on the Fox Saturday Game of the Week.
Penalties at the end of that first period, but no scoring. The goal is groceries. To market, shopper Mike went. A hockey fan supreme, time and money he spent. For breakfast, the champions or Hullos on the shelf. Next week, Hull might be a champion, he said to himself. And if so, a run on the store. This wise shopper thought better get enough. Plenty he got. Hot sauce next, Oshik's brand or the other. You lean on your senses here. This method is not endorsed by his mother. Oshik won this battle, but hot sauce and cereal together, you can't eat it dry. Not in this weather. Add milk to Yager peanut butter and Dead Marsh dills. Mike did okay, because Fox paid all the bills. No score. Highlights and other thoughts on an interesting first after this. That 70s show is back.
I saw Mom and Dad having sex.
See new episodes starting Monday at 8/7 Central on Fox.
True, our headquarters are in Buffalo, yet HSBC believes it is our responsibility, no, our duty, to remain neutral throughout the Stanley Cup playoffs. So even though the Sabres are a hometown team, we realize that we are nothing without the dignity, virtue, and decorum that go with impartiality.
Hello, I'm Paul Eckert, president of AOP Solutions. I'll talk fast, these spots are expensive. Prime time to tell our customers thank you for your business and trust during the last 10 years of our company's growth. The Sabres are winners, and so is AOP. We're adding technology jobs daily. In fact, in acquisition liability 98, business is so good we bought our company back. AOP Solutions is document management, network services, fax, and digital copiers. AOP team to the Sabres team. Let's go, Buffalo! Let's go, Buffalo!
When it comes to cars, Americans expect a lot.
It's important for a guy my size to have plenty of head clearance.
That's why Americans are switching to Chevy Malibu.
We got it with a lot of added features.
Air conditioning, power windows, power locks.
The anti-lock brake system.
Malibu offers the features people want for a lot less than Camry, Accord, and Altima.
The Malibu is an excellent value.
The car you knew America could build. Malibu.
Now you can leave your checkbook at home. Lease a Chevy Malibu for only $219 a month for 36 months with zero due at lease signing.
The
the Hamilton Laser Eye Institute is proud to offer U.S. and Canadian residents the advanced, quick, and painless LASIK procedure at an affordable price.
I've worn glasses for 35 years.
I do a lot of sports. Contact lenses always bothered my eyes.
Members of the surgical team are the most experienced in the area.
Incredible. I feel it as the best investment I've ever made. I went home and took my glasses and threw them in the garbage. Don't need them at all. It's wonderful. It's the best thing. Go and do it.
Call now for a free, no-obligation consultation.
I'm going cup crazy with Fox 29.
If you don't think about winning the Stanley Cup, you shouldn't play. And I talk to older guys about it. I try to tell the young guys how great it is and how special it is. You know, there's only 23, 24 guys on the team, and you get your name on that trophy that year. Maybe you don't think about it at that time, but years down the road, it's really something that nobody can ever take away from you.
The Stanley Cup Finals on Fox are brought to you by Jeep, makers of Grand Cherokee, Cherokee, and Wrangler. By the crisp, clean, less sweet taste of Canada Dry Ginger Ale, out and out refreshment. By Oracle, the key business engine. And by MasterCard, official card of the NHL and fan of the toughest players on the planet.
20 minutes played. Tremendous battling, and a lot at the end of the period, and no score. Toe Blake, Eddie Shore, buying a soda after the game. Old-time hockey.
You know, Mike, we should show the folks at the end of each intermission or at the end of the game, you get a stat sheet to give us all the numbers, shots on goal, times players played. And there's something here that's just jumping out at me, Mike. In Game 1, Dallas totaled 44 hits, body contacts, hits during the whole game. In the first period, they had 30. They're on their way to an NHL record. 30 a period is remarkable, but I thought Dallas really stood up. Buffalo stood up to all the hitting that Dallas threw at them during the period, and I think it's rather obvious that they really tried to get Hasek off his game. Every chance Dallas had, they tried to throw a body towards Dominic Hasek. Here's Hasek threw the second penalty. He could have held up, did not. Was given the penalty. Here's Newell running into Hasek during the game. That knocked the blocker off of Hasek, and then off the boarding. Here's Hasek at the end of the period. That's Madonna catching his leg. And that led to a big get-together by both team players. So there's no doubt, when you see Joe Newendijk, of all people, get into a fight at the end of a period, you know that the passion level is extremely high. And there's no doubt that Dallas is trying their best to knock Hasek right off his game.
Brian Holsinger, another college product. Back in that era when Slapshot was filmed, they thought college guys were soft. Wrong. Indeed. Well, let's take a look at the Bud Light stats. From the first period, the shots on goal, 7-5 Buffalo. Scoring chances, 4-1 Dallas. Face-offs, 1. Dead even. Penalty minutes, the same. As the result of the penalties handed out at the end of the period, neither team will be shorthanded, except for these players. Madonna, Hatcher, Newendijk, Jitnik, Schmelik, Holsinger.
Out of all the calls there, the Hatcher getting only 2 minutes. He threw a couple of solid rights to the nose or to the lip of Schmelik. Schmelik wanted more than just a minor to Hatcher. So the two teams end up even going into this second period.
A busy penalty box. 1988 through the same number of games, 81 fights. This is the fourth set of fighting Major League playoffs, and we are in game for the Stanley Cup Finals. Much has changed over that period of time, but the passion level rose to the point that it had to have an outlet somewhere, and that was what we saw at the end of the period.
Shots 7-5 in favor of Buffalo, but Buffalo didn't get many good scoring chances. As the second period starts, Madonna in the penalty box. Perkins has moved to center ice with Lennon and Hull over on the far side, so with Madonna sitting, Perkins back into the lineup because of the fractured ribs. He gets a chance to fill in at center ice.
Matvichuk fired it back off. Sanderson a shot, and it's answered by Ed Belfour. Belfour with a tough play in the first 14 seconds of this period. It's handed on back to Chambers, bang back off the stick. They try to leave for Letton, but that fails. Perkins had to play it back.
Well, people here realize that the crowd deflected that shot front, and that was a great save by Eddie Belfour early.
Hasek slumped it, but instead around behind the pass by Hallfield. Still they chip it, went by Letton, and Chatan just tapped it back across. The Warriors send it ahead.
Chuck angled it back. Racing ahead with it is McKee. Took a hit, then dumped it in deep. Balfour hurries it the other way. Follow-up from Herkus. Herkus stepped into his man, and it's Sloan. Threw it back off and went to get it. Patrick moves in as well. Good close off by Sloan on Patrick, and Woolley put it off the glass and off the stick of Dubois and down. No icing. Well, the hitting has continued. We're wondering whether it might slow down at all. The ball change in this case.
Well, these bodies are going to look like root bananas by the time the series is over.
And Hitchcock said that to the players physically, it would seem like 14 games. Look at that. That was on Sloan, and it came from Woolley. The shot from Pekka, and then he was running too soundly. That was he who did that. Carpino peeled off, and then left it over, and then paid the price for it on a Hitman back slap Barada. Away from Pekka, up high on the door.
And Pekka broke his stick on the play. He saw the door stepping up to throw the hit. Pekka got the stick up, used the stick to protect himself, and ended up breaking his stick in half over the shoulder. Here's Keane moving across. He looked at the goal with Pekka. Pekka's had more body checks, receiving and giving in this game already than he did game one. Look at Woolley on Sloan. It's like he went hunting. Here's the play of Pekka, about to get hit with the stick. Right across the shoulder. That takes a lot of pressure to do something like that. And we've just begun the second period. Guy Carpino moves across and watches everybody hitting and grinding. Remarkable.
We're not talking about oversized players at all. Michael Pekka, 5'11", 181. Michael Pekka is totally healthy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just cranking guys.
Now they're picking up all the loose pieces of that stick that broke, fell to the ice surface. There was a little delay, so Eddie Balfour did a lot of stretching. Tony Herkus is back in the lineup. Mike, he was hurt in the first series against Edmonton, hit behind the net hard. The next day, he was driving to practice and he sneezed. And he almost drove his car off the road. The pain hit him. 4 fractured ribs. Didn't even know they were that bad. Driving along, and just sneezed. And all of a sudden, there's Tony. He turned and almost, the pain hit him so hard, he almost drove his car right off the road, he was saying. But he's healthy now, back wearing a flak jacket for Tony. He said it's not uncomfortable to skate. The gosh is it gets hot. And you can understand that down at ice surface in this building. It gets real hot.
Another product of college hockey at the University of North Dakota. A teammate there of Ed Belfour when they won a national championship. Well, the splinters have been taken, and Kevin Collins just rubbing his hands back and forth. Did you see what caused it all? Look at the splinters flying.
Well, he needs Sam Boyd to clean up that house. Yeah. It's safe for Lindy Ruff, the head coach for Buffalo. He has a friend here, Dudley Hart, who plays on the Pro Golf Tour. When he's in attendance for the Sabres, Sabres are 5-0. So he's missing a tournament this week and is here in Dallas. Lindy met Dudley from Florida when Lindy was part of the coaching staff with the Florida Panthers.
Ludwig gets shot on the green, reaching out, trying to jam it away with Hockey. Kept alive at the back. Recrossed along by Chambers and Burger by Langenberger. Read around behind. Shuffle there, shuffle with Brett Warner. Wayne Primo working on his man to the outside to take it by Langenberger. Coming by, but without a stick is Brugman. That gives the Sabres a chance, but they can't get out of their own zone with it yet. Warner pass escapes as far as Ludwig, trying to follow up and paying a high price for it with Primo. Run that ball for Reed, jostled by Warner. Oh, what a thumping hit. That came on Ryan Brugman from Rasmussen, who leads the playoffs in body checks. Reed, good bump by Rasmussen, and it's spun all the way back down.
Rasmussen just outside Minneapolis. Burns is starting to hit, he said, but he got into the Pee-wee hockey.
Let's hear from another native of that great state of Minnesota, Joe McLeod. Okay, Dr. D, Buffalo Sabres love the pace of this game.
They feel that they've got Dallas playing their style of game, and they just love it. They're going to keep going. They want a little bit more offense down low on the forecheck, but they want to keep up the same pace. As far as Dallas is concerned, their coaches want their players to hold off shooting the puck. They need more shots and want more shots, but they want them to delay until they get more traffic in front of Hodgson. They know they can't beat them with a straight-on shot that he can see. Mike, J.D.?
Rasmussen has been very physically prominent. 6'2", 205. When he hits, he hurts.
From the state of Minnesota, he said, yeah, hockey's great in Minnesota. It's kind of like football in Texas. He says that's how important hockey is to the state of Minnesota. Look at this. He's just all over the place. I love to hit. When did you start hitting? He says, as soon as I got Pee-wee. As soon as I got Pee-wee, I let us hit. I've loved it ever since, he said. I think hockey's starting to become more trouble around here than football right now.
Shot was deflected wide by Schmeling. Angled back out. So Schmeling and Jitnik have been released. Madonna and Hatcher as well from their penalties. Still serving the Majors, Holzinger and Newendijk. Off the glove of Dominic Hasek. Oh, and then again with the gun with Verrata, but it continues. Got it out for backup, but across the field to Hatcher. Jitnik tried to turn. Schmeling followed it up and then angled it on back and Matt, but shot will take it.
Verbeek getting a shift on the right side with Lennon and Madonna. Plays to David Brett-Holmes. The David Dallas switching their lines up a bit.
Racing ahead in the left day, Jitnik. Drilled it back off the glass and down. Zubov goes to play it there, and an icing touch-up. 3:36 gone, second period, and we still have no score.
Introducing the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee with infrared dual-zone climate control. The only system in the world that actually meets body surface temperatures of driver and front passenger. At the slightest change, it automatically adjusts the cabin temperature. So conditions inside stay comfortable, even when the environment outside isn't. The all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee, the most capable sport utility ever.
Here at DMI, we were asked to try the Relco Advantage for 21 days. It was quiet ascension.
I'm not giving up my blade.
And anxious inquiry. What the heck is this? You? But then we started to realize the lotion actually gave us a closer, smoother shave than we expected. Without the instant cuts like blades. Our fears diminished. Our hopes arose. And life got a little less hair. From the Relco Advantage. Put it to the test. If you don't like it, they'll give you your money back guaranteed.
Today, Nortel Networks is changing the way businesses communicate.
Here come old fat top. He come grooving up slowly. You got you eyeball. Hey, I know you. You know me. One thing I can tell you is you've got to be free.
Bringing it all together with the true power of the internet.
Come together!
Nortel Networks. How the world shares ideas.
Over me.
Offensive zone face-off, but it's won by the defensive Buffalo Sabres. Gloved ahead for control, and a quick pass by Brown, and then it was bumped by Sloan, who was at everything.
Dallas is really staying up. We're trying to beat Buffalo coming out of their zone. Here's the chance now. Buffalo got the puck deep. But these Dallas Stars and the Trigger staying up on the play line. The defense are right behind the forwards, really trying to interrupt the flow of Buffalo out of their zone. There's a little gap right now. Look, there's Sloan on him. That shot is right there at the blue line. Hold the blue line. Now there was a chance to hit Belfort, and they didn't. And that's smart.
Is there a downside for Dallas playing that way?
No, I don't think so. Not right now. Unless Buffalo can find speed. With the time to stop Buffalo's speed to the neutral zone, because they're quick. Curtis Brown had a chance to hit Belfort, didn't. And he knows anything near a goaltender right now is going to be a penalty. Look at it again. See how Duchesne tried to move up, and he was just surrounded.
It will likely be the next whistle that will bring back to the lineup of both Newendijk and Holzinger.
Give you 1-0 hockey.
Fedor. But then Brown. Fedor. But then Paul Cruz. Cruz is very comfortable in the type of game that this became late in the first period. He hasn't seen that much action. All right, here is Zubov. Next stoppage of play, the Fighting Majors will have been served. Back ahead comes Zubov. Sandwich. Hasek goes out, flings it back off, moved it back on by Fedor, but quickly played back into it by Cruz. Good cover by McKee. Flipped it back ahead. Wayne Primo can bring it on. Primo trying to fight through. Oh, and a good shot was stopped by Belfour. 5.5 played, and that's only the second shot in the period. Both of them have come from Buffalo. Here's Primo. Another one saved. Primo scramble in front, but it kicks to the corner. Penalty coming up. Dallas will be shorthanded. Sador will go to the box and a power play Buffalo.
If you don't get AC Delco brand name parts, you'd better get a good brand name shoe. AC Delco. If you're not asking for it, you're asking for it.
No matter what you drive or what it needs, ask for dependable AC Delco automotive parts. They're the ones I rely on. AC Delco. If you're not asking for it, you're asking for it.
The line of Primo, Barnes, and Cruz had a great shift, and here's the end of the play where Barnes is pulled down by Sador. Sador made a good defensive play, and then he got carried away, threw Barnes to the ice, and ends up in the penalty box. Primo had a good shift there, Mike. He took the puck to the net a couple of times. Barnes looked for the rebound and drew the penalty.
Modano and Holsinger will take the face-off. Holsinger, good body position. Modano came by, but could not work it out. Barnes pressed to the wall by Hatcher. The scrum continues, and it's handed over to Jitnik. Fires, and a save made by Belfour. A broken stick, 2 broken sticks on the ice now. Jitnik, nice knockdown to keep it alive. Flip one went off Holsinger. He deals with it. Looking to Barnes, then gave to Jitnik for a shot to rattle wide.
Big Captain Hatcher doesn't have a stick.
Belfour does, though, and he tapped that one aside. Now handed it back for Jitnik. One off the star, and turning with it, controlling now is Barnes. Stu Barnes dangerous on the power play. Back to the back again. Jitnik over for a shot by Woolley. Save. Rebound, and Belfour covers.
Great play by Barnes. He took the puck and he went to the side of the ice where Hatcher plays defense. Hatcher no stick, so Barnes had time to try and make a play. And eventually they moved the puck across. There's Hatcher no stick. Barnes with the puck, so play him. Play him. Now you're going to see Woolley back out, get into position. Pass across, some traffic, and Belfour with a nice save and held on. Nice save, nice pass here by Jitnik. Woolley shoots the puck off the pass. A little hole right through the legs of Medvedchuk, and the save is made. Hatcher just broken his stick here on a slash coming down on Barnes' stick. He gets back into the play. Nobody gave him a stick. For some reason, sometimes you'd like to see your defenseman have a stick as opposed to a forward.
Well, that 70 shows back the season's most original and creatively daring series now on Monday nights. Get hooked on the feeling all summer. Full hour of the 70 show starting Monday at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
Or splinter repair right now. The linesmen were picking up the splinters from the stick that Hatcher broke. Looks like they've got that taken care of. 1 minute 15 seconds to go on the Sador minor. This Buffalo team, look at Primo's a fourth-line center. He's out there on the power play. They've got a lot of players that are somewhat similar that they can use. They don't just go to 1 or 2 key people. There's a lot of different players that they can use in key situations.
Woolley yanked it back across for Jitnik. Shooting! Save made by Belfour. You know, this Buffalo organization, you mentioned the players that seem to be, they all can play power play, they all can play shorthanded. You wind up with worshipers of Belfour whose hat is thrown off, but in this period there have been 6 shots, all of them by the Sabres. Dallas doesn't have a shot yet. But Buffalo has always had the notion of trying to build an organization that was strong, not only in Buffalo, but in Rochester. They have players on this team that have been with them. Rob Ray for 11 years, Richard Smelly for 6, Brown, Barada, McKee, and Holsinger for 4. And they're starting to have that core of players now that have played in Rochester first and come up and work with them now in Major League level. Jitnik dealt it back off to Chatan. Looks to the front. Nothing much open yet. Chatan fed one across, breaking in with Woolley. Kept alive by Brown. Dumped along for Pekka. Chatan. Pekka. Brown. Looked to Woolley. Jitnik wanting to send it there. Directed it that way with a stick. And then Brown's shot went into Hatcher. Hatcher trying to steer, but Brown took it. Dumped it around behind Chatan. Half a minute to go on power play. To the back it comes to Shipley. Quickly whips it over, but it's outside the line, so everybody has to come back. Trouble for Woolley, but he closes ahead, and Shatan can walk it in with Pekka headed to the net. Nearest lob, Shatan just holds and looks over the traffic. Back to Woolley. Flip one side of the net. Score! Michael Pekka! A power play goal for Buffalo. It is 1-0.
Mike Pekka went in behind the net, away from everybody, and had his stick up in the air looking for the puck. And they celebrating at the Marine Middle Arena in Buffalo. So they should. They've got a goal. Power play it was. Woolley with a bullseye pass. Pekka went in behind the net, and nobody saw him back there. Look at Pekka. Watch where he goes. He's in behind the net now. Now he's got a stick up in the air. I want the puck. I want the puck. I want it bad. Look at the pass. Big goal. What a nice play. And Pekka, we talked in the first period how alert he was, how sharp he was. He made the best defensive play of any player. In the first period, stopping what I thought would be a goal on the pass from Duledeck across the Langenbrunner. Pekka was there and broke it up, and here he scores the goal on an almost impossible angle. What a play. What a great pass by Woolley.
A steal by Reed for Duledeck, and went off as he was defended at just the last moment by Holzinger in front. Duledeck's first shift of the period. Dumped it onto the back of Ludwig. Off of Duledeck, who was face guarded by Holzinger, and now it's McKee. Slugged right back by Duledeck, but controlled by Rhett Warner, and Warner flipped it back in. Woolley and Shatan get the assist on Mike Pekka's power play goal at 7:27. Langenbrunner stood in two by McKee. Duledeck could not get through. The big body Warner prevented that, so Holzinger starts ahead in a 3-on-2. Tries to get it over to Juno. Good defensive play made by the back-checking of Dave Reed. Zubov lays it on ahead. Langenbrunner hands over to Trudlin for Langenbrunner. Trying to be able in front. It's kicked back on by Juno and walked ahead now by Holzinger. Holzinger just locked it back in. In this period, there have been 7 shots by the Sabres, and the Dallas Stars are still shotless. This one picked up by Sanderson. Sanderson run off though by Tony Herkes. Zubov's pass hurrying back deeper. So now Sador, wanting to slow it down a little bit and get some composure for his team. Tony Herkes with a big blast that went wide and cracked off the glass. Trudlin had knocked away by Schmelik. Centering pass went off to the back of the goal. Poked by Trudlin, laid back out neatly along for Dixon Ward. And Ward moves up with Schmelik, who's breaking. Ward jams one across the net out wide. Herkes trying to lay ahead, hit by Pekka, but a chance down to the Stars. In a 3-on-1 for Reed.
That was the 2 defensemen, Matt Tkachuk and Hanser. Heard him on the goaltender, big save, power play when we come back.
Phone lines. What time period would they place your company in? Why live in the past when local's future is right through here? On net, where local, national, and global all flow over one network owned by one company. Oh, and did I mention it'll save you money? On net from MCI WorldCom.
Welcome to Count Flight 101.
Master hang time, you gotta make that out of your friend. Alright? Let's go, people! What do you want to know? Jump out there and shake hands with all of you. Let's go. Fly that basket. You worry about the landing. Can't worry about the shot. No. Don't tell me I gotta bring the shot clock out there. Come on. Flanger foul. It's too old. Come on, man. I want to see more alley. Let's oops.
Dallas empty on the first power play. Now they get a second. Woolley for interference at 9:19.
Joey Juno, skate repair, getting it back and ready for action. Brett Hall on the ice. He hasn't had much ice here so far in the second.
Sador, defended by Holsinger. Howell fires, and it's blocked down Hole, paying a whale of a price with Brett Warner. And he is limping around.
But he wants to stay out there. Last game of the Toronto series, he took a needle to block a nerve so he wouldn't feel the pain of a hip injury.
Warner tapped that one for Brown, and Brown hit it towards it back out.
That allows the change.
Zuba, threw it ahead to Sador. Along the crank around the boards, and Mockett lets it go. Came over to Mike Madonna. At the half board, Madonna locked by his hand, dropped it around behind, and it is cleared. Good keep by Sador, angles it across Madonna. And fires clear.
Nice play by Daryl Sador. He threw everybody to him, moved the puck across, but at the end of the shift, the Madonna line couldn't score 1 minute to go.
It is Daryl Sador. Schmeck and Shitnick working in back. Shatan up front along with Michael Pekka for Buffalo defensively. Landrunner trickle it in, Pekka just whipped it back down.
Shatan didn't kill penalties much. In game 1, he wanted more ice time, and he's getting it here from Lindy Ruff and the Buffalo Sabres. More ice time by using him as a penalty killer.
1 for 11 in the series. Dallas on the power play. Newendijk trips it over! Hodgek and Newendijk had a chance on the rebound. Hodgek was down and stickless, but it didn't work for him. On to the back now, it is Hatcher. Dumped it back to the corner, Landrunner. Looking to the front. Threw it in front of the clear back out by Shitnick.
Mike, that's the play that Dallas worked on before the series started. Cutting in at the bottom of the circle, in on net, knowing Hodgek goes down and trying to put the puck over top of him. Hodgek beat Newendijk on the play.
5 to go on the power play. Sador sent it back in deep. Brett Hall has it there. Threw it off the back of the goal. Went for it again. Got it back to the point. Sador. Sador with a shot. It's hit back out. Branson the box is Woolley. And Woolley got the hand. He's got a 2-on-1 with Holsinger. Woolley arrived. And skip on it. Holsinger was cruising near the left of the crease. A drive by Patrick, and it went wide. Daryl Sador holds behind. Now looks ahead. Flips one off the glove of Keane. 8:15 to go in the second. Warner connects. Rasmussen skates ahead. Cranks the shot, picks up the glass, and off to the corner. There on the fly by Paul Cruz, trying to kick it loose with Primo, but prevailing is Mike Madonna. Madonna trying to shake the check on the Rasmussen. Spun, keeps going, takes a foot from behind, and then a crunch by a couple of Buffalo players. Heavy hit by Blake Sloan. Paul Cruz made it pay for that one. Came up with the elbow. Hatcher a shot. Just barely by. Turn on back to Hatcher again. Gives it a Matvichuk. Fires to the back and it went wide. McKee stood it up. They're warming to the pass. Matvichuk won it. Got a shot, one knocked down. Scramble for it, but it's pointed back to the corner. Throw it for McKee.
McKee got Primo's stick.
Matvichuk, and that one went up into the seats. Oh my, 7:15 to go in the second, 1-0 Buffalo.
I'll never forget my first jersey. The day I got it, for 6 months you couldn't pull that thing off me. I slept in it and I ate in it. Yeah, me too. It took me 12 years to earn that first jersey.
I got one overnight. I ordered it online, paid for it with my credit card. It was easy.
Canada-dried ginger ale. Out and out refreshment. Some of today's most advanced life-saving technologies were initiated here in the Chrysler and Plymouth minivans. The first minivan with an airbag. The first with integrated child seats. The first with dynamic side impact protection. The most minivan safety firsts.
Chrysler, we made the minivan what it is today. Now get $1,000 cash allowance or 1.9% APR on any Chrysler minivan.
1-0, 7:15 to go, second period. John, when this game is played with speed and cohesiveness and collision and passion, it's just wonderful, isn't it? And we've seen not one but two of them. Man.
Long way to go here. These teams, you wonder how much fuel there is in the tank. You know, earlier when we saw the power play given to Dallas, never had a chance to show the replay as to why. Verbeek moved the puck. What was the two defensemen? Matchuk to Hatcher. Hodge kicks his leg up. And you see Matchuk pulled down, so there was a power play. Now here's Hodge for some of the goaltending. That's the save he made on Newsday, cutting across. That's a patented Hodge move. Here's the catching glove save where he knocked the puck away. He's had a very strong screen. He hasn't done a lot of work, but a lot of the shots he's had have been key shots. And he's been dead. I mean, we're talking real sharp here.
Grandfather tossed tennis balls at him when he was 4 years old. 30 years ago over in the Czech Republic.
Was it an apartment plate? Yeah, in the doorway. His grandfather also made some of the goalie equipment that he used by hand.
Oh, and Zubov's shot was deflected just past pocket. Thrown along the middle. Here's doing the
The door was pulled down again, so 2 in a row. Power play for Dallas. Both times it's the door who draws the power play. This time it's Barada going for tripping. So Dallas really put the pressure on here. Since Buffalo got the great power play goal by Pekka, a brilliant goal on a pass from Willie. The Stars come back and really challenge Buffalo. There's a reaction penalty, and it's a bad one. Barada was being harassed somewhat by Zador, and Barada, the young player, first ever Stanley Cup final, reacted. It's action or reaction. That was reaction, and that hurt the team.
Dallas 0 for 2 on power play. 1 for 12 in the series. They've had 2 shots in their 2 power plays tonight. Dallas has been blended 5-on-5, a contrast from the third period last night. Up to the back. Zubov fires, and a save made by Boxing. Has it right back into play, and it's lifted down by Holzinger.
See a shot like that, the velocity of that last shot. You wonder why Zubov doesn't shoot the puck more.
Darryl Zador, his defense partner, lays it across. Lennon took it over 2 lines and so plays on.
Lennon didn't want to use puck there, touch it. He hoped Zubov would, and that would not have been a 2-line pass. Lennon had to face off, come back inside the Dallas zone. We're talking about Dominic Hasek and his grandfather make some of the goalie equipment for him stuff when he was a kid. Eddie Belfour, when he was a youngster, he played forward, but he took too many penalties. That made him become a goalie. That doesn't surprise me at all. Even though Eddie had been very relaxed and really had a wonderful playoff run here, he was kind of a hothead, I guess would be the best word at one time. He loved to get fired up and be overly competitive. So he decided to get out of that forward position where he spent too much time in the penalty box and become a goaltender. And in the goaltender, you don't have serve penalties.
Zubov floated it back over to McDonald. McDonald shot, and it's deflected wide by McKee. 40 seconds gone on the penalty kill for Buffalo. Warner tried to hand pass it behind it, skipped over to Hall. Hall banked it to the back of Zubov. At the hash mark, McDonald into the door. Hall shot, deflected down by Rathman on the front, and it comes to the back of the door. To the door, shot, and it went wide. It's McDonald whirling. We have it in the back by Hall. They get a stoppage play as the net is wide.
Wasn't me. Warner Six was on the ice as defenseman. This power play always has an out. Madonna figured out, find out what happened here to the net. There's McKee being bumped by Madonna. That's why the net came out boring. And that's why Hasek said, it wasn't me. It wasn't me this time. Madonna tried to shield off McKee and retrieve the puck. And with that, there was a collision on the side of the net. The face-off stays inside the zone 58 seconds ago on the Barada minor. The Madonna line goes off, the Newdike line steps on the ice.
Dominic is very particular about the fluid that he takes on, and he was the only one who suffered in the last game.
He wasn't changing.
They make you rethink the recipe, though.
Well, Dallas, what they do. Dallas has fluids they take, but they take months to maybe years to develop what they want. Each player has a different concoction of what they drink to deal with dehydration. Who tests it?
Oh, and that shot by the door, plunked on one of the stars in front, and it's cleared back down with Pat Verbeek. 43 to go on the power play. Under 5.5 to go second period. Shots are 15-8 Buffalo. Laid two fires for the door. Whipped back along by Schmidt, and a chance now is moving ahead with it is Curtis Brown. Brown crosses. It was Jordan on the backhander. Canceled out by Belfort. Centering attempt failed as Weinberger was on him. 22 to go. Crowd becoming restless. The door lays it back again. Check the off the wall. Sabres can't clear. Good keep by Zubov, but this time he was tested by Becca, who got the pass of the pass. Langenbrunner walks it back in and feeds back over to the door. Penalty time is up. Out of the box is Verada. The test continues, though. It's angled by Langenbrunner, but Reds started back out by Becca. Walking in ahead is Zitnik. Zitnik drops it on back. It's Dixon and Ward. Ward followed in front and well wide. Neutralized play with under 4.5 to go in this period. 3 shots for the Stars this period and 9 for Buffalo. And the Stars have had 3 power plays. Tapped on by Patrick. Tipped back by the door. Lobbing it back into the team. Flip it back into the team with a good keep, and then he was stepped into. Keane battling with his hand. Good battling by Keane, and he kept this play alive. Off his glove, though. Chipped into the matchup. What a battle at the blue line. Primo wants to start ahead and can. Now Chitan brings it on. Chitan trying to get by. Oh, continued fight, but continued resistance by Hatcher. So McKee. 3:45 left. Lost it, and he dumped it back in and was hit high by Primo. Red Warner nearly smoked out by Dono. Meanwhile, it's passed back over for control by Primo. Primo had a goal in game 1. Laid that one around and Jeff Anderson is there. Tried to touch the front, but Hatcher ran into him. Now Chitan John for Hatcher. Madonna nearly closed on by Anderson. Fired it back around and the Stars want to get it back up, but can't. Holsinger with a try that went on Lennon. Nice keep Warner. Shot and save had been made by Belfort. Nice keep by McKay. Throw back around behind and Belfort up with it. And back out. Good. Keep by the Sabres back at their defense position, and Lennon trying to move in and take a goal by Smelly. Punt back along for Chitan. Madonna tried to keep it, but could not. Holsinger met with 2:50 to go. Back up the way now, bordering back in with Juno. Back to Holsinger. Tried to beat one in front for Chitan, who's still out there. Good close off the attempt by Juno, but the Stars can bring it right back. Moving in at Brett Hall. Hall tries for Chambers, and then he'll get up. And a glass is dislodged. And play will stop for a while.
Hey, she's here. Check it out.
Which one? You like this one? How about this little guy? Huh? Yeah. Good job.
With BF Goodrich Tires. With annual issues. BF Goodrich Tires take control.
May I take your order, please?
4 biggie fries and 4 biggie drinks.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Wendy's Big Fries and Big Drinks are really big. The biggest you can get for 99 cents.
Here you go.
So be careful.
I was afraid of that.
Under the metal roof in loud reunion arena in Dallas, a full house, and they have witnessed a very quick repair of a dislodged pane of glass. The young man there that John just circled, well, he looks young to me, but this is right here, still young, right? Well protects that head with the helmet. There was a day in the NHL when it was screens. Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. First to have glass in the late 40s, it became mandatory. A year later, the NHL was had only 6 teams that night.
These guys battle for position before the puck drops. Screwed and Brown.
The tie-up is just sent back down by Stan. Enough for an icing. Hatcher won the race. Well, let's take a look at our Oracle trivia question. Can you name the first expansion team to win the Stanley Cup? We mentioned there were 6 teams in the NHL for a long time. The first expansion team to win a Stanley Cup.
Tough team. Real tough. They like this type of game.
Philadelphia Flyers, Terry Crisp, a member of that team in 1974. And he awaits his opportunity to react to what we've been seeing in a thrilling game here as we call her with him. And they'll join you at intermission time, 2:26 from now.
Brown's doing Dyke on the face. Brown's got to put a stick down first before doing Dyke. Brown's done a great job on Raj against a team that ranked 1 or 2 all season along with Philadelphia winning face-off.
Dave Reed tries to steer ahead. Brown sent it back in, so Belfort lines out to get us. The shots are 17-8 Buffalo. 10-3 in the period for Sabres. The only goal back up on the power play from Williams to in this period. Dave Reed continues to battle along the ground. Reed tries to put it on Bruce. Smelly got away. And then it's taken by Newendike. Trying to beat the front. Smelly said no. Reed wrapped up behind by Jennings. He along with his lane runner, no room there. Gets it back to the point though. After that jump shot, blocked by Oscar. Newendike again. Batted on back to that. We've got Wheel on the
This is exactly what Dallas worked on in practice this morning. Traffic in front, traffic in front. There's Hodges moving the puck to the left. Now Dallas will recover it. Points wide open. Now watch Langer runner in front. Tips it up over top of Hodges. They worked at practice this morning of getting people in front. Deflections and screens. The Matvichuk shot low. Off of Langer runner. Off the goal post and in behind Hodges. Hodges looks, he goes down, takes away the lower portion, and up over top. Off the post, a perfect deflection, and we're tied at 1 late in the second.
Langenbrunner's 10 from Matvichuk and Newendike. Hasek out to play it. Bumped a bit by Hull. Puck worked back along the wall, and now 80 seconds left in this period. Diving attempt by Michael Pacafeo. Most of the fans are still standing watching this. Paca brings it ahead again. Leads it back in for Dixon Ward. Tries to center, but it came behind now for Verada. Verada looking to throw one in front. That one pinballed on back to the left into the stretch and a hand. Brett Hull tries for it out. He's in! Couldn't get this shot away! And he outside the net. Covered by Hodges.
It started with defense in the Dallas zone, and it doesn't actually read the play, folks. The idea is the goaltenders to read the play. Read the play. I saw him in the Stanley Cup final game for Chicago come out and do the same thing to Mario Lemieux. Here's the play where we're down by back to Hull, and over here is the tunnel. Now what's Hodges? Oh, baby! He ripped the play, and up into the tunnel before the tunnel can make the play. If I go to the middle or not, all of a sudden there's Hodges. Look at him. What a brilliant play. Let's look at it from the net camera. Reads it, gets the stick extended in case. If the Donald goes to Hodges left, the stick is out there. If he goes to the right, it's a bad angle. He kicks his feet, knocks down the double on the play.
One to start. Got it off his body and juggled it a bit and held on and played it stop.
Again, this is Dallas team. When they get into a groove, winning face-off, things happen. This is Carbonell. Carbonell's got the door right behind him. Right behind him. Watch the wind right through back. And here's the Rockets. Good job, I thought, by these guys in here holding the Stars and getting to the net. They're going to have to back up, fight it off, and catch it. He tried to take the puck and press it against his blocker with his catch glove.
One again, Zadora shot, and deflected wide, and getting a piece of his team. Joe in the tie game, first quarter, trying to get help, and he kept the leg. Got it along the Hatterby. Steal the low of the White Sands in front of the front, cover by Lincoln, and then White Sands. Joe Juno lays it across in the last 23 years. Everyone is standing watching this. What a thrilling atmosphere. Zador put it back in. Shifting turns it there. Dumped it back off and it's been on P. Laid across in the final 10. Juno fake. Now this one that's cut off by Zador. Three players down on the ice. Now 1 second left. Penalty coming out at the end of the period.
The reason the call made is because the door was tripped, and they have set up a Buffalo scoring chance, even though there was about 2 seconds left on the clock. Schick, I believe, will take the penalty for tripping, and Dallas will start the third on the power play. The period has expired. Watch the stick of Schick through the leg. There's the trip. There's a turnover. Right here, Buffalo thinking offense and scoring chance. So they called the penalty. And that's how the period ends.
Coming up on the new Dutch intermission, Susie Culver and Terry Critt will bring you second period analysis plus an interview with the Sabres' Dominic Hasek in quieter time. The end of the second period. The score, 1-1.
The Stanley Cup Finals on Fox are brought to you by IBM. Are you ready for e-business? By Powerade. Keep moving, keep pushing, keep playing. By Nike. And by Pep Boys. Cars like us. People love us.
Fox Sports News, the electron microscope of sports reporting.
This summer, That 70 Show is back.
How's it going back there?
Feel the love. Some mom and dad have sex. A new episode of That 70 Show starting Monday at 8, 7 Central on Fox. On the next episode of Seinfeld.
You think that I'm not able to wear jeans anymore? I got the body of a taut, preteen Swedish boy.
On 29. Come to S&K's Father's Day sale for something perfect. Maybe a great year-round blazer or silk sport coat for just $89.97. And our famous wool suits are just $2 for $200. Designer suits are $2 for $500. S&K's Father's Day sale.
It happened every day at top left. More bread, more flavor, more pudding to savor. That's the way I like it all.
Discover new sensational brand products only at Top. Fine pastas imported straight from Italy and savory sauces rich in herbs and spices. Sensational. Eat well, shop smart.
It happened every day at top left. Giving you more.
Something can't be replaced.
When it comes to cars, Americans expect a lot.
It's important for a guy my size to have plenty of head clearance.
That's why Americans are switching to Chevy now. We got a lot of added features.
Air conditioning, power windows, power locks.
That's
Fritz system, Malibu offers features people want for a lot less. Camry, Accord, and Altima. The Malibu is an excellent driving car you knew America could build. Malibu.
Now you can leave your checkbook at home. Leave your check in Malibu for only $2.19 a month. 36 months of zero signing.
It's football. And it's football as we know it. Still see the same things that excite you about football. Look at watch it. NFL Europe on Fox Sunday.
Back to Jamie Lockenbruder's goal. Less than 2 minutes to go in the second period. The Sabres and the Stars are tied up at 1. Welcome back to Union Arena in downtown Dallas. And the new Dodge intermission report. Susie Culver alongside Terry Chris. Captain Michael Peckett is fearless. One of the best two-way centers in the game. He's clearly this team's conscience, and he has been everywhere tonight.
This is the whole team in the Buffalo area. You always hear about Dominic Hackett, but Michael Peckett is the leader of this hockey club. Offensively, defensively, power play, penalty killing, he does it all. Jason Woolley set him up for a beautiful one-timer. That's what Michael Peckett does so well. He gives Woolley so many chances, but he buries them. The rest of this hockey club, they feed off of him. This is what they're going to do to Hacks, by the way. It's gone wrong. When Hacks needs the puck, he's stopping it all night. They got to get traffic, find somebody with the net for him.
Now, despite the goal late period, Buffalo still has the stars playing Buffalo's game.
You know what, right now, Buffalo's a hungrier team. I got to say it, Susie. If I'm Coach Hitchcock, you know what I do? I go in the dressing room, take the last minute of video of what Dallas just did, play it. That's it. Nothing else.
As the new Dodge intermission report continues, a sit-down with Dominic Hasek. If you can't beat him up. What kind of road do you drive on? VF Goodrich tires? And road issues. VF Goodrich tires take control. The new Ultra TKO. Go anywhere, anytime. See your VF Goodrich tire retailer today. You're the kind of person rather tune an engine in the heat, or reads a tachometer like a love story, or hum the roar of fully long horsepower as a lullaby. Yeah, we got a machine for you. And in the hands of the right mechanic, it'll blow the doors off anything. Aim high, Air Force.
Because the internet is interactive, it totally changes the relationship between people and institutions. In hockey, for example, the fans have instant access to information, and the teams can reach beyond the traditional broadcast market. In banking, the banks establish two-way relationships with their customers, and banks can reach beyond their traditional branches. See the parallel?
You win a car. You win Dave's car.
Hey, I never do that.
The only thing you have to remember is you depend on Wendy's 99 cent super value menu every day.
You won?
Wendy's 99 cent super value menu. You can count on us.
Can I give you something?
Here 3 days ago. Here, that's 20,000 screaming people that are tearing me apart.
Next time, send him to FedEx and be absolutely sure.
When your friends are quite tall, yet there's room for them all, that's amore. When you put the gas and you're off in a flash, that's amore. When a car makes you drool just like pasta fagioli, That's amore. The next neon, a lot more love.
The year's biggest stars come together for one unforgettable night of entertainment. With musical performances by NSYNC with Christopher Cross, Ricky Martin, Jennifer Lopez, Primetime Network debut, and more. Which of your favorite music and movies will win? The Blockbuster Entertainment Award, today at 7 cents Fox Wednesday.
Picking up where we left off in Game 1, the Stars and the Sabres tied up at 1 after 2. Welcome back to the new Dodge Intermission Report. Tuesday night, he added to the aura. Dominic Hasek, winner of 2 league MVPs, 4 Vezinas, and Olympic gold, collected his first Stanley Cup win as a starting goaltender by fighting off 35 shots and cycling summer temperatures. The morning after, it was clear the effort had taken its toll. We were waiting for a chance to chat. Hasek overslept.
I was there almost from the beginning. And tried to score the winning goal. I know I made a save on the beak. And I tried to get up and I got a crack in my hip and I fell back down. And fortunately he scored the goal like within, I don't know, 30 seconds. So I was really happy. And I tried to celebrate with my teammates on the other side of the ice. And I made a couple steps and I said, oh, it's too far for me. So I fell down and left the ice. I'm a very emotional person, and I know the goalies may be better if you try sometimes hide your emotion, you know. If you are happy or sad, you know, I try to don't show anything, you know, not to your teammates, not to your, the players who you face, you know. And but inside, you know, I'm very emotional, and you know, once the game is over, you can be emotional. So I just felt very happy about that.
Over the past few years, the Sabres organization has been through so much. Changes in players, the coach, the GM, ownership, the arena, even the uniforms. And you are at the center of much of the turmoil and controversy. How important is it for you to just be accepted as a teammate?
You're right, a lot of changes. Last 2 years, you know, I don't like the people in the organization. You know, they made some changes. But what I feel, this organization is much more tight. You know, the people we are almost like a family, and it's not because we are in the Stanley Cup final. It's really true, you know, it's like you feel support from the management, support from the coaches, you know. There is like all the people in the locker room, we are like good, everybody's together, and we have fun, you know, we have fun on the ice, off the ice.
Are you one of the guys?
Yeah, one of the big family.
Obviously, as a kid in the Czech Republic, you're not growing up dreaming of Stanley Cup.
No.
The dream has to be just as strong as anybody else's now.
Yeah. When I was a small kid, I never dreamt about Stanley Cup. I didn't even know what the Stanley Cup means. You know, I was 10 years old. It's the best feeling in sport, you know, to win. And I want to do everything, you know, to do it in this sport around the player.
Terry simply stated, the Dominator is in the zone.
He is in the zone, but you know what? Everybody knows what he's capable of. I got to tell you right now, his defense corps are outplaying the Dallas defense corps at every turn of the puck.
Here's how important the third period is for Dallas. In 60 years, only 3 teams have ever lost the first 2 games and gone on to win the Stanley Cup. They'll have to get by Dominic Hasek to do it. The Dominator is on fire. The Stars and the Sabres are tied up at 1 after 2. When we come back, turn you back over to Doc and JD.
Okay, people, this is a phone. This is a dollar. You still with me? That's good. Now, dial this number and all your long-distance calls from home could cost less than $1. That's right, with 10-10-220. All calls up to 20 minutes are only 99 cents. Talk longer, and it's just 10 cents for each extra minute. No fees, no contracts. Am I right, Poochie? Just dial 10-10-220, then 1, then the number. Bottom line, you get up to 20 minutes on this for less than this. You got that? Good. If I'm not mistaken, I think Nature's calling my dog.
You didn't have to be so nice. I would have liked you anyway. We drove together once or twice. Went on your quiet way. The next neon, a lot more love.
We all want to play like pros. Stop the pucks like superhuman downcasting. Fly like Neo glory. Like Mike Madonna. Which is, sometimes they wish they could play like us. Like when they're inside and the rules make them stop. We just keep playing.
So what you're saying is you can't change your oil every 3,000 miles because you're too busy. So you push it. Just like cheap brother-in-law on those all-you-can-eats. Hey, it's your car, you want to learn the hard way? Be my guest. This is reformulated quicker state. Protection beyond 3,000 miles under any driving conditions. You ought to change your oil on time, but if you can't, can you say insurance? Quicker state. It's been tested. It works. What more do you need to know?
Go inside George Lucas's industrial light and magic for an exclusive look at the making of the Phantom Menace. From Star Wars to Star Wars, it's 9 Central Fox Tuesday. Buffalo and ESPN. Game 3 Saturday, June 12th, and Game 4 Tuesday, June 15th. Then Game 5 returns to Fox Thursday, June 17th.
The goals have come from Buffalo's Mike Pekka, a second-round draft choice 7 years ago. And the Stars' Jamie Langenbrunner, a second-round draft choice 6 years ago. The entry draft is 16 days from now in Boston. Once upon a time, a decade ago, these were the teenage future stars. But that was then. Today, several of the top-ranked eligible teenage players from around the world watch today's morning practice. These are the things that dreams are made of. The dream came years ago. Now it becomes more tangible. Some of them have come here from Sweden, some from Canadian junior hockey. These are some of the top-ranked of all. Long Beach in the International League, Calgary and Moose Jaw, Erie and Barrie from Canadian junior hockey, where players are aged anywhere from 16 to 20. And the Canadian Twins from Sweden, and many more. But that's in the future. The near future is the third period in a moment. That 70 show is back.
I saw Mom and Dad have sex.
See new episodes starting Monday at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
True, our headquarters are in Buffalo, yet HSBC believes it is our responsibility, no, our duty, to remain neutral. Throughout the Stanley Cup playoffs, so even though the Sabres are our hometown team, we realize that we are nothing without the dignity, virtue, and decorum that go with impartiality.
What? Did I get that someplace football sandwich?
No.
Big appetite? Go to Subway. Our footlongs are meals in themselves. Your choice of meats and veggies. They're bigger than any burger.
And in Western York, the only choice now by restaurant with over 60 convenient locations to get a sandwich the way it should be.
Subway, the way a really big sandwich should be.
When friends get together, the work's all done. One place to go when the weekend comes.
Right now, come to Ford Country. Get this incredible deal on a $14.99 Ranger. And then discover for yourself what it really means to play rough.
Ford Country, ready to run. Ford Country.
The road to Ford Country starts at your local Ford dealer, so come on in today.
Hi, I'm Ross Alino, and I'm Steve Barnes. Vera Capilano came to us with a big case.
I was in car accident and my legs were crushed.
The insurance company didn't want to pay Vera what she deserved.
I wanted the best attorneys I could find. So I called Alino and Barnes. They settled my case for big money, and now I'm set for life.
If you've got a big injury case, call us. We'll personally review your case for free. Alino and Barnes, 854-2020.
I'm going Cup Crazy with Fox 29.
You're watching the Stanley Cup Finals on Fox. The Stanley Cup Finals on Fox are brought to you by the new Dodge, the official vehicle of the NHL. By Wendy's Super Value Menu, you can depend on them. By Quicker State for protection beyond 3,000 miles under any driving condition. And by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NHL.
The man nicknamed the Dominator comes out for the third. The ice has been prepared.
This is during intermission. This is on tape. It looks like a lawnmower, but it's called an edger. First time I've ever seen that machine used during an intermission. Always before a game and after a game, but never during an intermission. And what they're doing is making sure the ice near the boards where it gets really sweaty here in Dallas is taken care of. Good move by the people here in Dallas.
Take a look at the Bud Light stats. The shot 17-12 Sabres, 9-8 scoring chances Dallas. Face-off and edge to Dallas. But an edge in manpower at the start of the period for Dallas as well. Shidnick for tripping. Dallas's power play is 0 for 3 with 3 shots tonight.
And the goal that Dallas has on Hodgson was a deflection with traffic in front.
Dominic will face Lennon, Madonna, and Hall. Zubov in the door.
The feeling that for the third period, the rest of the game a little more important for Dallas than it is for Buffalo. Dallas just simply doesn't want to go down 2 games going to Buffalo. Buffalo's been absolutely fantastic on home ice in the playoffs.
You saw the eyes of 39-year-old Pete Carno on the bench. He's been in a lot of dramatic games in his time. Over 20 of them in the Stanley Cup Finals. Power play begins, but a recoil will be necessary for Dallas. Zubov. Now the crowd gets loud. Zubov flipped it ahead. Collard by the door. The door pitched behind, waiting for it is Mike Madonna. Thrown back to the point, Zubov. Hands over for Zador. Back to Zubov. Zador. Zador looking for Madonna. Not a pass to him, but he has to pivot. And back for Zador, but under is taken back down.
They need to be real good early here in the third period for making passes. They just resurfaced it. That's not to be an excuse for anybody.
Zubov the drive, and the deflection into the seat by Smelling. Let's hear from Joe Micheletti.
Mike, thank you. The Dallas Stars started this period on the power play. They talked about it during the intermission. They don't want to get 3 forwards in front of the net. They feel that when they get the shot through, there's too much traffic, and that extra forward is not able to get a rebound and not able to get to a loose puck. Look for him on this power play to keep at least one man off to the side. As far as Buffalo is concerned, they continue to feel good about the way they play. They felt they made too many lateral passes in the second period. They're going to take more shots. The coaches said, just relax and go on and play. Mike, JD.
Thanks very much, Joe. Darian Hatcher is out there, but he's back at the point position right now. Earlier in the game on the power play, we saw him in front of the net, causing some difficulty for the vision of Dominic Hodgson. 48 to go on the man advantage. Pass low just enough that it would be easily cleared by Juno, so Belfort will have to set it up again. Sean Chambers. Walks it ahead and cranks it around. Hodgson got a piece of it, but not much. Nonetheless, this is clear to long, but still not out. Chambers kept it alive for Langenbrunner. 23 left power play, pass for Beach. Back on the wall by Juno. Puck free, but it's gotten back to the point. Chambers still good for Langenbrunner. Wins the battle momentarily and fed it back over for Beach very quickly to Chambers, and then that blocked to the corner. Patrick there. Kept it along for Pekka. Got it back, but not out. Chambers kept it alive. Mitt for Newdike, but got Langenbrunner.
That's the play down one, and a nice pass by Langenbrunner for Beak, who's real sharp near the front of the net, couldn't finish.
This is McKee. The teams are at full strength. Carbono, lined up by McKee. He trying to pull it loose, but he just can't yet. The battle continues, and it's squirted on for Václav Varada. 10-man on for Barnes, and across to Dixon Ward. Back for Barnes. For Varada, could not grab the lead. Glove on, so the back half comes He. Here's Keane with Blake Sloan, and not get by the defense. So Zubov. A dozen shots for Dallas, 17 for Buffalo. Early stages of third period. We hope you're enjoying this tonight. We sure are. Game 2, best of 7. Buffalo won game 1 in overtime. Matvichuk, circle to circle, Zubov, Tiffany recovers. They try to jam ahead of that bag. Sanderson back. Lennon winning to start away. Gets it back over for Hull. Now has control. Then one, and he all the way back to Matvichuk. Matvichuk got one deflected and went wide, and Hull got a piece of it. Sent back out again by Sanderson. Right now, it's almost as though the power play has continued. No offense. It's almost like a rope-a-dope right now. They're trying to play defense, they're being smart, they're being pressured. Will they be able to counter offense? That's the question. Jitnik fired around in blast support and came over to Sanderson. Jeff Sanderson from the Northwest Territory of Canada gives back on to Jitnik. His pass hands-up to Tan. Tan still battling, kick it free. Hope back on the line from a good close up. Chip back out again by Brown. And after this is Tan. But the Spears right away. And the Sabres is in the middle of the chain. All of the fans here think they may have had too many men on the ice. How about the position of Hasek on the Newsek shot? Newsek may be the best shot in the series. And Hasek is right there waiting for it. Barnes ahead with a miss for Primo. Rushing back is Cruz. And Cruz got away of Hatcher. He could have called the icing, but he did not. Plays off, still tied.
Over the years, a lot of businesses have put their names on one line of trucks. The one that's overall the most powerful line of pickups on the road. The one that was first to offer quad cab versatility. And the first and only full-size pickup to receive J.D. Power & Associates' Most Appealing Award 4 years running. We understand this name thing. We're pretty fussy about what we put ours on, too. Dodge Ram. The rules have changed.
When I grow up, on a file all day.
I want to climb my way up middle management, be replaced on a whim. I want to have a brown nose.
I want to be a yes man. Yes woman.
Yes, sir. Coming, sir.
Anything for a raise, sir.
When I grow up, I want to be underappreciated. Be paid less for doing the same job.
I want to be forced into early retirement. Monster.com. There's a better job out there.
Joe Nunday out of Cornell University. Looking on from the bench, the face-off. Will involve Brian Grubin and Wayne Primo. The bangers are out there for both teams up front. Now Cruz finds it, wins the draw through traffic. A little deflection and it's gone. 2-1 down. Cruz won the draw. The visiting team has to put the stick down front for a face-off. Cruz wins it. Primo has to stick it down and then Cruz is trying to perfectly to win the draw. Hasek waits. The puck is actually shot almost wide, but it deflects through his legs and it's 2-1 down. The name of a Rhinelander, Wisconsin, Craig Ludwig from Brooklyn. The last time he had a goal was in a playoff series for Montreal against Hartford in April of 1988. But what a time
to score the one that has broken the tie here early in the third period off in main zone.
What's Grubauer looking at the puck? He's looking at the puck, both of them. The stick is already down from Primo. Grubauer doesn't have to because he's the visitor. So he times it. He's got an advantage. Now they get ready. Primo looks. Grubauer looks. They're getting ready. Look at the time. Timing perfectly by Grubauer. And this shot ends up being deflected, dropped. Went right through the legs of Hasek. Not many beat Hasek like that. That one did. 2-1 Dallas. Screwed them with a draw in.
Michael Pekka put it back again. It's Belfort in a little trouble clearing it off. And a penalty coming up, and it's going to be on Zador. Buffalo will get a power play. 4:50 gone, third period. Sabres power play in a moment.
Ready? Yeah, come on. Seriously, for real. Seriously, I'm no.
Serge, light screen.
That was pretty funny. Seriously.
It's 2-1 Dallas, but the Sabres on the power play. You're going to see Zador here go hunting for the Adams apple. He got underneath the chin of Verona. He's sitting for a couple of minutes.
Power play underway now. Woolley lays it across. Catan angles over to Dick with a shot, and it went across the net out wide. Catan turned it back to the corner. Matvichuk with hand-eye coordination. Lifts it along. Woolley keeps him fired, and then that one was deflected. Carno got away with that and then moved back trying to play. Hatcher able to lay it across the neutral line. In the center zone, it's Jennings. Frank one that rides around from Mike McDonald down. McDonald opening up from the penalty. There's a lot of winning potential there. They get a chance short-handed. But here turns around, shooting. Save the ball. Jennings comes to the score. And the game is tied.
My God, Dallas was going to be able to work the puck out of the zone. A couple of players were knocked down, the turnovers were there, and Jennings scores on the rebound. Curtis Brown made a great play, shielded the puck with his body, getting the shot, and Jennings the rebound. Here's the play, Madonna shot down, there's Lennon. He's knocked down by Jennings, and that's when Jennings got up. And here's the shot by Brown, knocked down, and there's Jennings finding the rebound. There. Matvichuk couldn't get it up, not a hard shot, but one that beat Belfort from the glove-hand side. Kind of waved at it, didn't quite see it. So Zador in the penalty box, immediately Buffalo will go to the power play. And there's the reaction. You can tell they tied this game up, 14-24 to go in the third.
So back to center ice. The arm wrestling contest continues again. Warner angled it in, Zador right from the penalty box. Earlier than they wanted to come out. Tipped it back ahead, trying to turn with it, but failing that time was Newendijk. It's laid back in by Langenbrunner. Dave Reed able to step by, but Mino came and they cancel. Up with it now, Langenbrunner. It's gone! Here comes Rasmussen, charging him away. Rasmussen is in, and he gets him away back again. Thrown away from McKee and back down. Warner there, touches icing, and the face-off to come back near.
Great set up by Langenbrunner from behind the net. He put the puck in front. Zubov had got in ahead of everybody, but he hit the post with his shot. As things really start to open up here somewhat in this third period. We are tied at 2. Look at Reed work the puck deep. McKee's on him. Here comes Langenbrunner sneaking in. Zubov now moves in from the point. And his shot went off the goalpost to the right side of Dominic Hasek. This is a great pass by Langenbrunner. Hasek staring at the puck, sees it in position, but it was a great shot, but a little too fine by Zubov, who really got smart moving in.
Well, it looked like a defensive jam at the other end of Rasmussen's game charging in. Puck fired back around on a night of heavy hits and close calls, and now a shot off the iron. It punched along to Carno. Ward could not get away from him. Carno wrapped by Smelly.
Tries to close quarter as Verbeek. Rather the backhander back out. Pinching along as Chambers. Chambers kept it alive. Oh, and a heavy hit on that time on Pekka as a wrist shot from Verbeek is deflected up into the seats. Oh, Carno stepping into people out there.
Lindsey Rumph, the Buffalo coach, was warned a minute or two ago about slow changes. The referees want changes to be made for all 5 players to change at once. When you change 3, then you slowly change the other 2, depending on what the other team's doing. Again, when you're on the road, you've got to change your 5 first, then the other team can counter.
This week on Fox Saturday Baseball, see the game come alive with sounds of the game in the 1986 World Series rematch when the Red Sox take on the Mets plus other regional action. Coverage begins with In the Zone at 12:30 Eastern, 11:30 Central, only on Fox. Check local listings. Well, sir, 13-13 to go in the third and a 2-2 tie, and the puck one back to the point from Matvichuk's shot, deflected high and up into the seats.
You know, Mike, when you're the home team, we mentioned it earlier, the visitor is supposed to put a stick down first. The home team centerman has that option. This time, Madonna, who's the home team guy, put his stick down first. Look at it, he wants it. So some centermen, home or not, they love to put theirs down first. And Madonna got it down. He beat Brown here pretty clean. Back here for the shot from Matvichuk. Puck was put in the stands, so face off outside the zone. You have that option. So Madonna does here in the zone out of support. Sabres have it in the key. Pass escapes all the way back down to icing here, so Belfour just handles on for Matvichuk. Goal scored, Pekka and Zhitnik. Sandwiched around Langenbrunner and Ludwig for Dallas. A 2-2 tie, both Buffalo goals on the power play. It's getting it. Oh, no! Couldn't get free from the forehander because of Warner on defense. Matvichuk again. This time it's Curtis Brown, stamped into by Lettman. Trying to find an opening, Sanderson, none there. Smeared down. Madonna throws it back out off Lettman, sticking down. Icing will be called as Warner touches up. 12:24 to go. Third period still tied.
Oh, Yuri.
Oh, you hate to see that happen.
Players in the NHL don't take that kind of abuse.
Someone make him stop!
So, you know, being an instructor with the Navy SEALs isn't all it's cracked up to be.
You weren't getting desperate.
No, I'm always like this. I really have no chance to drill, do I? Be honest, I can take it.
Yes, but we cannot.
You all are like angels, I tell you.
This guy is making me sick.
Hey, you're not the only one.
They clean them. They polish them. They lavish them with extras. Maybe the reason Dodge Ram owners take such good care of their trucks is that their trucks take such good care of them. And now, Ram is J.D. Power & Associates' most appealing full-size pickup for the 4th consecutive year. The rules have changed.
As a force player, the only way you get better is to play against defenders that are bigger, stronger, and meaner than you. There you go, come on! You have to take the paint. Nobody owns the paint.
Don't bring your C game to count for. Bring your A game.
Man, you gonna be ridiculous about throwing in that pen. Show them how to Uh-oh, Richie, we got a triple scoop here.
Entertaining hockey tonight and in Game 1. Games 3 and 4 on ESPN Saturday and Tuesday. If a Game 5 is back here a week from tonight, we will have it on Fox. Woolley drops back to play along with James Patrick on defense. Both teams are at full strength. The shots are 19-16 in favor of Buffalo. Cruz blocks it in. Ludwig blocking up there with Barnes. Got it behind for Paul Cruz. That one in front. And a tip. And a backhander by Primo. Failed as it went off the defenseman. Pushed by the handle for the first one and the second try. As Kerry Fraser, the referee, tries to get out of the way of all the traffic. Flipped along by Strudlin. Trying to keep the line with Patrick did. But it's stopped by Ludwig and laid back down the ice.
Brian Strudlin made a nice play, Mike. Carbonell took the draw and went to the bench. And then Strudlin got on the ice, made a nice play. Now here's the play we're talking about all series long work. Hasek will go down on his side. Give and go here. Madonna to Hatcher to Madonna. Now, if Madonna goes to make the play at the net, look what the goaltender does. See how he goes down exactly like that? That's the play that the Dallas Stars have been watching and trying to get the puck up top for. Now, here's Screwden. See him in front there? See him in front taking his man out? That was Primo. Screwden came off to the bench, replacing Carbonneau, got in front of the net and went to the right man. Look at him here. The Belfour down, the puck going off the top of his handle. Primo was there trying to put it in the open side.
Rasmussen. Center one, tapped away by Belfour, jostled a little bit. Meanwhile, it is Jamie Lang runner with a long pass over. Sador dribbled one and went back down. Hockett cancels what might have been an icing. Turned along by Smaley. Worked around behind though by Newendijk. Newendijk handed it back to Zubov. Tried to close with the gloves and then was forced deeper. And an offside call.
We all know what everybody's doing in Buffalo, New York. Wonder what they're doing in Buffalo, Texas, or it used to be called Buffalo, Texas. They tell me they've changed. Here's Buffalo, New York. Inside the arena, there's some little tents right there. Here, oh, there they go. A little light now. Buffalo, Texas is 45 minutes south of Dallas. They've changed the name of the town for 2 weeks to Green Star, Texas, because of this series. Earlier in sports, with the Cowboys football team playing the Buffalo Bills, they changed it from Buffalo, Texas to Blue Star, Texas.
How do you think the postal workers are handling that? There are probably other problems they're dealing with more significant than that these days, I'm told. Meanwhile, in other news, we're back to the arena.
Somebody's born there this week. What do you put on the birth certificate?
Anyway, City Council will deal with that next week at their meeting. I'm sure until now they haven't thought about it. Onside is called. Well, in Buffalo, the Sabres are perfect. They have played 7 playoff games and won them all. You see some of the battle scars from this war. Some of them came in the case of Zubov in Game 1, and it looks like it's been re-aggravated here in the second game.
The puck caught Sergei Zubov below his right eye. He's able to see, though. Max moved in earlier this period, hit a goal post on a play.
Off of Juno. Zubov put it ahead. Woolley retreats. That closed off, and Verbeek shot this ball off by Hosek.
Another great shot by Carbonneau.
Verbeek moving in his team. Carbonneau, as Tom mentioned, is number 21. Flipped off the glass and back out. So Keane and Carbonneau and Verbeek move back to neutral ice. Now they'll get organized as Zubov flash one that's off the stick and right in on Hosek. Regaining his stick is Holsinger. This one carrying back for Matvichuk to play. Nearly halfway through the third period. The tying goal came from the stick of Jitney on a power play for Buffalo. It was at 5:36, the last time in this period. Off of Letton. Pitched right back in and off the stick of Matvichuk. Then Zubov.
Buffalo hanging in there 5-on-5, Mike, and I'm sure they just love to get one more chance on the power play. It's been their hottest offensive weapon in the playoffs.
Hatcher slammed into by Barada. Not dribbled away from Barada. Matvichuk on his way, and Barada will get a penalty. Matvichuk is still down, delayed penalty call on. Nice dance ahead by Madonna. Mike Madonna on the delayed call, walks it ahead to the shot went wide. Slammed angrily by Pekka, but he missed, and so it's still a delayed call. It is Hatcher. And now Pekka collars it, and now Buffalo will be short.
And Madonna's hurt. And he is really hurt. He's dropped his stick, he's gone to the bench, he's holding his left arm. And he looks like he's heading right back to the locker room. Left arm. Oh, did he get hit by McKee? And that could be a shoulder right there. Shoulder, elbow, something. He was throttled. His body was open. And McKee just came across and caught him. And immediately you can see the left arm of Mike being pressed against his body. And he's already gone to the Dallas locker room with 9:28 to go here in the third period. Oh, boy. And his team now will go to work in a tie game on the power play.
0 for 4 with 3 shots, Dallas tonight.
Look on tape, Mike Madonna going to the locker room. Now, Verona took the penalty. This is the offensive zone. He's working on Matvinchuk. And caught him. Matvinchuk down. The face-off just near the Buffalo blue line as we start this very important power play for both teams.
High stick to Verona. So it's 14 power plays for Dallas and just the one power play goal.
I think, Mike, if you look through the first 5.5 periods of this series, actually almost 6 if you include the overtime, specialty teams really in favor of Buffalo. Tonight, the 2 goals they have on the power play, the penalty killing's been spectacular. Special teams so far through the first 2 games really in favor of Buffalo. One of the key reasons why they have right now a chance to go up 2-zip. And of course, Dallas wants to try and get the go-ahead goal right now.
Hatcher is out there. Oh, and that wrist shot save. Rebound! Save! As Neuendijk had a chance at the front of the net. You know, virtually every wrist shot that Hatcher has taken has caused Hasek difficult.
Yeah, this one did. There was a rebound shot on it. Dominic Hasek will drop down, and his leg, when he gets it down, he's got almost like rubber-kneed joints. His knee joints are like rubber. Now here's the wrist shot from Hatcher. Just lobs it in there, like a lob shot, and then he gets that pad right down the ice surface, and he's strong with his leg. You just see his left pad go right down the ice surface. Look at it. Now gets it down and just leaves it there. Now Neuendijk tries to slam it underneath his can't, and there's Hasek moving the puck. He wanted to keep the play alive. But the whistle was there, another face-off. In the second half of this game, Dallas is owning the draw. 10-10 after the first period. In the second period, they won 13-19. They have a goal off a draw here in the third, and there's another one. They're winning the face-off.
Hatcher down into the corner, whipped back by Neuendijk. Hatcher with a shot, and it went wide. Didn't look like Hasek could see it well. Neuendijk again, back to Hatcher. Shovel shot, stifled by Brown, put high and off his shoulder. Reed after that one. Langenbrunner, and it's tipped along for Neuendijk. Worked over by Smelik. Angled one off the glass. Kept alive in the half-forward on a pitchfork move by Hatcher. Circling with it is Reed. Back to Hatcher. 40 seconds gone on the power play. Lob back ahead for Langenbrunner. Helps it around, but Reed couldn't reach it. So Hatcher will have to pitch again. It's slugged into him by Brown. Very deliberate. Hatcher still battling there with Brown on the wall. Help came from Reed. Reed moving on back with it. Got to Neuendijk for a shot that went wide. Rebound! And it's thrown to the front, but blocked off by the defense. Hatcher again. Halfway through the power play. Another shot. Save! Rebound! Neuendijk! Another save! On the body! A 3-1 save by Hasek. Still pressure on. Another penalty coming up. Hasek covers. It'll be a 5-1-3 for Dallas.
For 43 seconds, you see it right up there. That's the time left. It's, oh, here we go again. Why did Dominic Hasek make 3 great saves? There was to be another penalty upcoming against the Buffalo Sabres. It'll be a 5-on-3, and there's no Mike Modano. Looked like an arm, shoulder injury. He's gone right to the medical room of the Dallas Stars. Well, Hasek is remarkable. Watch him on his right side. His right side. 1 save. 2 and 3. He got the blocker above his pad. The goal stick is gone. And he found a way to make the save. So let's see what happens on the penalty. Chambers is there. He's held and pulled right down in front of the referee by Alexei Zhitnik. So Zhitnik goes. And this is the crossroads of this game right now. Hasek really talking to Dan Mariwelli. I mean, very emphatically about all the traffic and the jamming and people bumping into him. And Hasek, he gets emotional, but he keeps controlled. It's a very fine line for most people, but look at him, he's back and he's refocused and ready to go, and this is going to be something. He makes saves you don't expect.
I'm going to get a timeout now. So game 5 in this series, if it is played, we'll be back here next Thursday night, and we will be proud to bring it to you on Fox. 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific.
Games 3 and 4 on ESPN in Buffalo. Gary Thorne, Bill Clement, the gang will have a great time if it's at all like this. And then I hope it goes 7 with overtime.
How does wonderful? Yeah. If it's as entertaining as this has been.
It's been fantastic. By Dallas, 5-on-3 and home Mike Modano.
Well, the goals in our contest tonight didn't even begin until the second period. Pass across from Lloyd to Mike Beck on the power play, 1-0. Jamie Langenbrunner deflecting the shot by Matt Bichuk, 1-1 after 2. Craig Ludwig from a face-off made it 2-1, and then Jitnik close in with a snapshot to the upper reaches that tied it at 2, and that was a power play goal as well. John, the principle of a 5-on-3 if you're the offensive team.
Just basically to find and be cool, don't rush things. Draw the diamond penalty killers apart a little bit, find the key shot, get Hasek moving, get to the net for rebounds. There'll be, Mike, there's going to be Pekka up front and 2 defensemen for the defenders for Buffalo. 1 forward, 2 defensemen.
From the draw, Lettman got it back to the point. Zubov walks it over, hands it across the hull, gets it back again. On the drive and getting a piece of it, Hasek. Now Daryl Sador. Zubov. Hull again, save, rebound. Thrown back off by Lettman. Hull holding, hands over to Zubov. 20 left on the first penalty. He's blocked by Pekka, gives to Sador, drive, and it went past the glove hand and trapped off the glass. Good keep by Zubov, 10 to go on the first penalty. Working it back in deep, it's fed over to Brett Hull. Hull hands to Zubov. Zubov creeping in, Hull a drive, and a save made by Hasek. Well, back down it goes, and it's a 5-on-4. McKee may have gotten in front of that one, too. It's thrown back in, and we get it offside.
It's now a 5-on-4 with 1:08 to go on the Jitnik penalty. Hasek made 2 saves on blasts from Brett Hull. McKee may have stopped one. So it was the defenseman and Pekka who started in an upside-down diamond formation and then changed it around 3 times during the penalty kill. 3 times! And they kept the shooters to the outside and no rebounds. Here's the door. Look at this shot. That's McKee down. What a great play he made, deflecting the puck over top. No rebound for Lettman or Nieuwendyk. Look at the diamond formations. 2 men up high. There's Hull. Shot, and that caromed off of Dominic Hasek, who never let a rebound get in front of him at all. He plays deep. He's out. Little movements. Shot there. Rebound away from the rebound guys. Sometimes goaltenders want to, the puck hits you, get that rebound away from the people standing in front, and they can't get the rebound.
A 5-on-4 with 1:07 to go. Sergei Zubov has Tony Herkus out there with it. Pass is sent across the door. Angles it for Herkus. Reed in the slot is put off the outside of the goal. Drop back off the glass and out of play.
Like they just brought the x-ray machine into the medical facility, and they'll do an x-ray on Mike Modano as to whatever the problem is. This is crushing news for Dallas, and everybody could just hope that he's okay. Last year's playoffs, early in the playoffs, Dallas lost Joe Nieuwendyk. So they didn't have that 1-2 punch in center ice. Boy, oh boy, this is big.
For many of you in the Eastern and Central time zone, stay tuned for the local news immediately following tonight's game. There are times this arena reminds you of the student sections at college basketball games where they require each other to stand for the whole game. It is thrilling. There have been times when we've been standing too.
There's a lot of older folk acting like they're still going to college.
Right. Here's Zubov across the door. A shot! It was deflected in front. Nieuwendyk around behind. Spelling there, and it's lobbed back down. 40 to go on the power play. Belfort carefully tended it on to Zubov. 6:45 left third period. The hard around play by Sador. Hull crashed the boards there. Came back along Dixon Ward. Oh, he rammed into Sador. Looks like he might have gotten up high with the stick, but play continues. Sador trickled it around behind. Joe Nieuwendyk trying to jam it along there. Slugged on by Stu Barnes, but into traffic. Langenbrunner trickled one to the front. Jabbed that! But not successfully by Hasek, but he gets help from his team to clear it back down in the last 10. 6:20 left third period. Game tied at 2. Power play continues. Langenbrunner put it in on Hasek. Little bunt there, and it's turned back over to Pekka, and back down it goes. Jitnik again is out of the box, and that does it.
And these Buffalo special teams showing the hockey world right now that they are flat out awesome. Awesome. Penalty killing spectacular on the road. Power play with 2 goals in this game. Now Dallas would love to win it 5-on-5.
Kept alive, though, by the Sabres on the pitch by Hatcher. Dumped back to the corner. Rolled along for Pekka. Backhanded one off the stick of Belfort.
Scorcher rolled it along and trying to break out with Pat Verbeek. It's booted on by Carbonneau of Dallas, but now taken by Jay McKee. Warner spun back over for Juneau. Plenty of Stars back. Nothing much comes there. The Sabres were in the midst of a change anyway. The shots are 27-19 Dallas. Only 2 shots this period by the Buffalo Sabres, and one of them went in. It's in trouble for the Stars now. Carbonneau forced deeper. A good check on him. Hatcher fires it back off. Woolley had it tipped high and away from him, and he retreats.
Watch to see if these Buffalo defense pinch to find offense.
A shot by Zitnik, a Scorcher that got the glass. Hacked along by Woolley. Primo trying for it. Just muscled right back by Yuri Letnin. So it's Zitnik trying to get some offense going again. That one punted high by Sanderson. Chambers connects back up with Blake Sloan. Sloan with a shot, but it was canceled out by Sanderson. Another drive by Chambers got the glass. Now it's Ludwig. Ludwig dumping it around behind. Just over 4.5 to go, third period of the 2-2 tie. Chambers feeds it back across. Ludwig shoots, and it went wide, and Hasek did not appear that he could see through that screen. Hoisted on by Sanderson. Kept for a moment by Chambers, but now it's Primo. He's got Sanderson up the wing and angle.
More ice time for Brian Strudel because of Madonna's injury. Tony Herkus hasn't played since the first round. You don't know how much energy he has. And all that because of the Madonna injury.
Reed got it over the shot, and Hasek cheered behind, but he had it as Reed with a very nice feed up on the wing.
Elevator to lobby. By George.
Contacts, $320. Treadmill, $800. Wonder Bra, $26. Facelift, $3,000. Being happy with who you are, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Happily accepted, most everywhere.
For Dodge Intrepid, we look beyond a great look and took cab-forward architecture to a new place. With a spacious cabin, a very useful pass-through, and a cavernous trunk. Intrepid is an automobile for today, wrapped in a shape for the next millennium. Dodge Intrepid, well-equipped for as low as $19,670.
We're here at Saskatoon's #1 cyber hockey cafe with hockey legends Gordie Howe, Stan Mikita, and internet guru Esther Dyson. We're talking hockey and technology.
Technology changes everything, even hockey.
Well, the NHL now has a website with instant scores and stats and streaming video.
I have a website. Gordie, you have a website? Doesn't everybody have a website?
John Davidson, Joe Micheletti, Mike Emmerich from Reunion Arena in Dallas. 4:05 to go in the third and a 2-2 tie. Neuendijk on the draw. Langenbrunner fed it to the back. Swagger move by Zubov worked, but he lost the puck to neutral ice. Then Sidor. Neuendijk. Hasek. Paddle it away. Juneau. Looks like he wanted to backhand it, then forehand. On for Holzinger. Good close off on him. They got it to Zubov. Zubov cruising, wanting to step away from Rasmussen, who was all over it. Warner came up with that one. Rasmussen took care of his man. Oh, and a nice play around behind. McKee will try the other way. Sidora was unable to hold it in. Dallas' checking has been tremendous back in Buffalo's end of the ice in this contest. Buffalo Sabres, only 2 shots in this period. The Dallas Stars have had 14. Tonight's check of the game is brought to you by Canada Dry. Keene and Pekka.
Oh, check your fillings. Oh, my. That's one of about 60 that we've seen in this game like that. And all kinds of the series. You know, Mike Madonna out of the lineup. Brian Strudel will get more ice time. Joe Neuendijk will be asked to add offense. And right now on the ice at center ice is Tony Herkus in the spot where Mike Madonna would be with Brett Hull and Letton as the wingers. So the coaching strategy changes dramatically when your top forward goes out of the lineup. Boy, oh boy, that's something.
Loose puck after a misplay the glass and hopped through Chambers. Then it's tapped over by Hall. Herkus headmans on to Lettman. Lettman to the whack, still had it backhander, getting a piece of it, Hasek. Chambers lobbed it behind. It's played off the rail away from Lettman, fed back to the drive.
The goal post. There he is. He likes to stay out of traffic. The puck's deep. Nobody sees him. And is that Herkus that makes the play? I believe so. Right off the post, I think, is where it went. Hull gets the goal. Herkus is a bright player. Made the nice pass. Look at Herkus go to get the puck. Watch the force of the shot off the goal post. Move across and jog the water bottle right off the top of the net. Bobby Hull, Brett Hull, those are the types of shots that the Hull family have known for. Throw in Dennis, too, another brother that played in the league. What a rocket. And Tony Herkus comes off the bench and makes a brilliant little pass to set up Brett Hull for the big blast.
Herkus and Chambers get the assist on Hull's goal in 17-10. Darian Hatcher flips it back off, and virtually everybody standing as another shot by Woolley came through, and this was on Belfort for the stop. Oh, down to the ice goes a Sabre, and there'll be a penalty as Sanderson drew a penalty. Headed off the ice will be Hatcher and a power play Buffalo.
What you doing, Frank?
Waiting for him to talk.
It's just a game. Frank?
Some nights I'm in here, and I swear, I can hear him talking.
We all have our demons, Frank.
Quiet, you're gonna get us caught.
Charlie?
Yeah? You hear something?
No.
Now?
No.
There's a moment as I bite into a Wendy's classic double with cheese when everything around me seems to come to a stop. My senses focus on that hot, juicy beef and cool, crisp toppings. For that frozen moment, all seems right in the world. Of course, nothing lasts forever. Then again, I can always come back tomorrow.
Wow, this is nutty.
Hamburger bliss. It comes with every Wendy's classic hamburger.
You have to dig deep to find the source of Intrepid's solid feel. Reinforced door openings, strategically placed steel beams, and an isolated suspension cradle all contribute to Intrepid's supple ride. Take away that sturdy foundation and you have, well, nothing. Dodge Intrepid. We're changing everything. Again. Well-equipped 19,670.
There's a third penalty where you've seen a defenseman for Dallas get the stick up high. This time Hatcher, a victim of his own strength, gets the stick up and pulls Sanderson down. Earlier, Brett Hull scored the go-ahead goal. Got some reaction. Hatcher in the box, one of their better penalty killers. And Mike, Dallas got the 5-on-5 goal they wanted to take the lead. Now Buffalo has a chance on the specialty teams to take the lead. Their special teams in this game have been fantastic.
2 for 3. Puck kept alive by Woolley. Sticks it to the side. Holzinger there. Got it on the 2 Barnes. Tipped away back by Holzinger. Woolley tried to keep, got it on the Barnes. Holzinger. Wayne Primo at the front of the net. Shot by Wayne. It's in for a flying in half through the air. Dropped back along by Keane. Keane just shook it back in. Hasek came out to hand. Pitches along with 2 minutes to go third period. Still just under a minute and a half on the power play. Primo ahead. Working on the right to Woolley. Woolley took it back in. And Ludwig taken out of the play by Barnes. It's along into Jennings. Jennings looking to the front. Getting to the back. Holding it there. Hands on to Jennings. Finesse one to the corner. Played by Barnes. Back to Jennings again. Very deliberate with this. It is Barnes. Nearing the halfway point of the power play. And the 90 seconds left in the regulation. Chambers with a steal. Lays it back over to the left.
He caught that beautifully. He was right in the corner where Curtis Brown was and where the puck was when it was fired by Belfort. Saw that it was knocked down with a stick above the shoulder. Great refereeing to catch this. So Ostrich has to come off the bench and get back. Now Belfort's down here firing the puck around. You'll see it go to the corner. And look at the Harry Fraser sees it right there. He signals high stick. Great refereeing with Fraser on top of the play. Here's another play. Belfort firing it around off the glass. Knocked down with a stick there. Nice call by the referee. Timeout now being called by Buffalo. Here's Patrick's reaction. Down to the other end, boys, for the face-off. 1:07 to go in regulation. Buffalo trying to find a way to tie it. Dallas has had 8 shots here in the third period. 18.
And Buffalo has had but 3. This has reversed fortunes about as much as Game 1 did in the third period when Buffalo took over and eventually won it in overtime.
Buffalo 7-0 in one-goal game. 7-0 losses in one-goal games in the playoffs. So here we go. You see 38 left on the power play. That's Darian Hatcher. 1:07 to go in regulation. It's a 1-goal, 3-2 lead in favor of the Dallas Stars. So a big face-off for the power play team here. They need the puck, they need possession, they need to get out to the bench and into attack. McDonald's also a brilliant penalty killer working with Letson. He's out with the arm injury. So Keane and Carbonell become the top pair of penalty killers right now for the Stars.
It's won by Carbonell and slammed just wide by Zubov. The final minute of play. Woolley has it behind his own goal. Honchek starts to drive to the bench. Woolley brings it on. Honchek is replaced. It's dumped back in. Belfort stops. Wheel back on the line. Mitchell keeps by Sicknick. It bounced off that Mitchell. Trying to get blocked by Brown. And a hand pass will stop the clock with 7 left on the penalty. And 37.1 in regulation.
How about Porky Carbonell? Wins the draw, wins the face-off in the Dallas zone. From there, he and Keane worked the puck on the board. That's the shot that went wide. And they knocked off about 20 valuable seconds on the power play that Buffalo had. Hatcher, this is during action. You don't want to. Looking at the clock. Looking at the clock. 3 seconds. Oh, yeah. Great. 4 times he got off the clock. Carbonell has to try to win it again. 7 seconds to go on Hatcher's minor. Hasek stays on the bench. Sicknick is way down on the near side.
Shatan steps by. Shatan went back in.
He's over on the right side as they line everybody only one man back. Now watch the puck go through. Here comes Sicknick. He'll get to the front of the net, and he can't find the puck as he is knocked down. Zubov out of the zone, and there's Hatcher onside, and in the net goes the puck. The linesman, Collins, was right there to make sure that this is not a two-line pass. Collins, the linesman, was right there, everything legal in the goal. And we'll be back to Dallas for Game 5. 25.8 seconds to go. It's 4-2 Dallas. Brett Hull so far has the winning goal.
They remain standing for the last 20. Nuno on the Rasmussen. Rasmussen in ahead for control and advantage by Sicknick. Who will be the victorious goaltender tonight. To the last 5.
They can still turn by the 8-3 to big bearing on the rest of the series. If he can come back and all entry in the middle of the zone. Dallas wins, yes, but they lose them, they fire.
game is Brett Hall. The fireworks deep in the heart of Texas. As the series is even and a game of peace. Joe Nicolette is downstairs with Brett Hall.
Okay, Brett, the winning goal in this game. Your players had so much trouble getting a shot on goal in the first period. What did you do differently in the third to generate all the shot?
We knew we had to win this game. It's like a game 7 for us, and we knew we had to win it, so we just said, just keep going, work hard, continue to forecheck, and just make sure it doesn't have to be a hard shot, but make sure it gets on net. That was the attitude.
You had that tough 7-game series with Colorado. Some people thought maybe this team might fatigue a little bit going into this series. What do you think?
Well, I don't think so. I think there's a little bit of natural fatigue, and the last series, the Stanley Cup Finals, and battling against 3 other top teams, but I don't think anyone else is any more tired than the other guys.
Congratulations on the goal for the rest of the series.
Appreciate it.
Doc, back upstairs to you and JD.
The final score in the game on Hull's winner. And Hatcher's empty netter. Dallas 4, Buffalo 2. More from Reunion Arena in a moment.
Hey, did you get them brakes up, boys?
Yeah, I did.
I appreciate it.
Pep Boys means quality parts and brake service from just $79.99.
Pep Boys. I like us. People love us.
Here at VMI, we're resting driving the Railroad Advantage for 21 days. There was a quiet descent and anxious inquiry.
Look at this. You?
But then we started to realize Lotion actually gave us a closer, smoother shape than we expected. Without the mixed cuts like blades, our fears diminished. Our hopes arose, and life got a little less hairy. The Railroad Advantage. Put it to the test. If you don't like it, you'll get your money back, guaranteed.
Today, Northtown Networks is changing the way businesses communicate.
Here come old flat top. You come grooving up slowly. You got juju eyeballs. Hey, I know you. You know me. One thing I tell you is you got to be free.
Bringing it all together with the true power of the Internet. Northtown Networks. How the world shares ideas.
Over me.
Canada Dry Ginger Ale. Out refreshment.
This summer, that 70 show is back.
How's it going back there?
Feel the love.
I saw my mom and dad have sex.
On new episodes of That 70 Show, starting Monday at 7 Central on Fox.
Well, hockey's tough, but fine if
we had to.
Is your respect for the Sabres impacted on you immediately?
No, there's no doubt. I think game one is when we all kicked in, and they're a heck of a hockey team, and they've got a lot of youth there, and they're playing with a lot of enthusiasm right now, and they've got a good hockey team. I mean, they've got guys that are sticking with their program and their system, and they've got a guy back there that gives them a chance to win. That's what happened in game one.
I know you don't know much more than we do, but are you concerned overly by what's happening to Mike down here?
Well, there's no doubt. Anytime you lose your best player out there, you have to be concerned. I don't think anybody really saw what happened, but Mike knows the importance that he is to us, so I'm sure if he can play, he will.
Craig, I know it's your rare occurrence, so let's have a look at it again, and that's your goal. What happened on the play?
I have no idea. I know Ryan Screwman won the draw clean, and I just tried throwing it at him. That's one of our goals, and I just get puck out at him and get
get something in front of him. If he can see it, he can stop it. Obviously, he didn't see it. Otherwise, they're going to want to shoot it.
Tremendous amount of experience on your team, but obviously they're the younger team. How does this play over the course of time?
Well, obviously they want to go, and I think they feel they can wear us out as the series goes on. And the way that we've been playing all year, whether it's regular season playoffs, we feel that we're going to grind teams down. And so I guess it's going to be a battle right to the end.
Craig, thanks for this. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Here's Craig Ludwig of the Dallas Stars. Ron?
Thanks a lot, Scott. Craig set an NHL record tonight. That's his first Stanley Cup goal in 11 years, breaking the old record of 10 by Juicy Howell. Don Cherry.